Trying to find that gold. Slide on the corner, feeling brand new dope. Got a brand new phone. Slide on the corner, feeling brand new dope. Trying to find that gold.
Living for diamonds and finding a match. Broken down bummy, but still got some cash. Making it dash when I'm running a pass. Can't calm down, don't know how to relax. Belly the beast, ripping the beat. Killer, killer cam, killer, killer OG. Gunning up cheese, gunning up cheese. Hey, what you want from me?
Me, you and your friends got a party at my place. Just bring all your girls, shawty, I can hardly wait, yeah, I try. No lie, let's get real, like right now, yeah, I try. No lie. God damn it, I'm fucked. Yeah. Slide on the corner, feeling brand new dope. Got a brand new phone. Slide on the corner, feeling brand new dope. Tryna find that gold. Slide on the corner, feeling brand new dope. Got a brand new phone. Slide on the corner, feeling brand new dope. Tryna find that gold.
Sipping on the bottle, got the next round. Mommy wanna get it, ain't no test ride. Feeling like you lifted with the best right here. Yeah, keep killing the shit. Yeah. Getting cold feet, baby, no more. Slipping on my always ready to fall. Call me when you wanna, baby, blow my phone. Hey, say less if you're ready, let go.
You and your friends got a party at my place. Just bring all your girls, shawty, I can hardly wait, yeah, I try. No lie, let's get real, like right now, yeah, I try. No lie. God damn it, I'm fucked. Slide on the corner, feeling brand new dope. Got a brand new phone. Slide on the corner, feeling brand new dope. Tryna find that gold. Slide on the corner, feeling brand new dope. Got a brand new phone. Slide on the corner, feeling brand new dope. Tryna find that gold. Tryna find that gold. Tryna find that gold. Got a brand new phone. Tryna find that gold. Got a brand new phone.
Push my buttons, come and let me know. And we'll speed dial and put the time on hold. Glass half empty, but tonight's so full. Just call me up, that's a brand new phone.
Side on the corner, feeling brand new dope. Got a brand new phone. Side on the corner, feeling brand new dope. Tryna find that gold. Side on the corner, feeling brand new dope. Got a brand new phone. Side on the corner, feeling brand new dope. Tryna find that gold. Side on the corner, feeling brand new dope. Got a brand new phone. Side on the corner, feeling brand new dope. Tryna find that gold. Side on the corner, feeling brand new dope. Got a brand new phone. Side on the corner, feeling brand new dope. God damn it, I'm fucked.
Yo, vsi en lep pozdrav, long time no see. Kako ste kaj, Chad? Živijo Snipez, živijo Lauro. Lauro, končali smo z eventom, končali smo, danes dopoldne smo končali. Živijo Martin, živijo Jakob, Algaš dobil prvi pa prvi like dal, ti si bil Tikson, sem te videl. Živijo Jusko, pozdravljen, živijo Taka, živijo Tili Boss, živijo Slipsi, živijo Baralog, živijo Vanix, živijo Valpro, živijo Matej, živijo Fake Monster, živijo Smuge, živijo Klepsi in Jamal, živijo Jaka, živijo Goldfish, živijo Waze, živijo Tinej, živijo Tjanix, živijo Onion, holy shit, pa se zdaj očal, živijo Kocka, živijo Žbe Fortnite, živijo Kotnik, živijo Tinkara, te lahko kličemo Žiga. A to je zdaj, no tako se rekel, lahko me kličete Žiga, tiska želi. Živijo Borček, živijo Miha, živijo Lijan, živijo Duki, živijo Žan, živijo Sven, živijo Borček, živijo Nej, živijo Jackie, živijo Tili Boss, živijo Tomaš Kukovec. Kolik memberjev! Živijo Klitbaj Nejko, pobril se, tako je, pobril, zdaj smo. Čaj, zdaj sem se lahko pobril, pa stušeril, pa vse. Dobro, še nisem samo od petka, ampak sem. Omega, nisem vedel, da si še živ, mislim, da si umrl, ka nisi streamal toliko dolg cajta. Sej to, Tija, sej to. You look like a baby. Zgledam, kadar sem pobrit, zgledam ful mlajši, to je res. Saj zdi se mi tako, da zgledam ful mlajši. Kar 69 memberjev giftenih, sej to, Snipez, sej to, sem zdaj updateal vse, tako da, tukaj če, lejte to, 612 memberjev, insane. Sicer ni moj rekord, ker smo imeli takrat Member Sunday, a ne? Ne Member Sunday. Member September? Member to. Tega Juškota. Dolg te nisem videl. Sej to, chat. Pojme, dolg niste videli zdajle. Živo Svinčan, živo Ema, živo Tex. Dajmo naslednji event. A vi bi že kar imeli naslednji event, ali kaj? A vi bi imeli kar naslednji event, chat? Ej, če ima kdo sliko, kako delujejo te kvalifikacije, ne mi plis pošle, ker si še nisem pogledal. Vem sam, da iz tega, prav z te sezone finala gre iz EU top 2 na LAN, ko bo konc leta. Tako pa ne vem, so sam series točke ali ne. Ok, Forda Bretonija, drugače se začel ob 7, ampak lik popravljam mapo, ker se mi jo nekaj zastral, chat. Tako da, lik popravljam mapo, se boste zdaj videli sam, da vam pokaže. Kravata, to je weekly finale, chat, tako da ni tle kravata. Mike nekaj šteka. Chat, a res ga prekine? Ne, nič ga ne bi smel. Gledam se v finalu, bomo šli vse čez chat, sam da zdaj tukaj da updateam, ok? Ker odkar je bil zadnji update, nisem mogel iti v svojo late game mapo, pa sem zdaj čist mal sprememb naredil, sem jo duplicatil, tako da uno moram zbrisati pa tole publishat. Juško, finale je, zato streamam danes. Jutr še ne vem, bo... Če, jutr je možno, da bom prej, ok? To bom videl. Drugač pa v tork, ne vem, kdaj bom imel čas v tork, ker imamo snemanje do povdne, pa ne vem, kako dolgo bo trajalo, pa jaz moram pa še nekaj doma posnet. Tako da v tork ne vem, kako bo streamam, ampak v tork, se pravi, oziroma iz ponedeljka na tork, se pravi, ko bo polnoč, takoj, ko bomo imeli po našem lokalnem času uro nič in bo 7. februarja pride Hogwarts Legacy ven, tako da v tork igram Hogwarts Legacy, ko pride tako, ko pridem tam stream pržgem in upam, da boste ful uživali njemu, ker imam namen v sredo, ki je praznik, ki imate vsi prej, imam namen zdaj tega ne moram zbrisati. Imam namen streamati cel dan Hogwarts Legacy. Tako da 12-urni stream, zna biti 12-urni stream, ja. Slovenci so Tini, Miša pa Tyson drugač. Za Tinija sem še vedno mačkan tako, zato ker sem jo ful veliko dokazal, pa to, ker mi folk pokazal vse to za Zen, sicer so ga zdaj banali Zen. Ne vem, a je še možnost ga uporabljati ali ne, tako da zdaj nimam več nič tako kažih dokazal, tako da ga bomo še zmer podprl, ampak sem še vedno malo zadržan proti njemu. Človek! Zdaj sem zasrl, ker sem tega dal isti ime, a ne? Čakaj. Miša igra s Tinijem. Ja, Tiljam, prej sem 100% da imel, veš, prej. Ampak si sem vedno rekel, da tudi, če imaš zenke za aim, a ne, še vedno moraš, pač, druge stvari dobro znati, da lahko prideš naprej, samo vse ni fair do drugih. Zdaj, ne vem, zdaj, ko pač so bel pa to, zdaj ne vem, a ne. A se še da ali ne, če si iskreno. Tako da te pač ne dobijo. Tako da sem zdaj pač mal, še vedno sem mačkan zadržan, no, ampak. Če, danes si bil Tiljam fucking drugi, by the way, v eni igri. Moraš pa zmagati, da dobiš earninge. Čaj, zakaj sem tukaj dal isti ime, ne vem. Sam da late game updated. Tole. Bom tega sam publishil. Pa si bom to kodo zapisal. Da ga pol zbrišem. Creative mape. Papi Island code. Late game. Edit. Koda mape. Paste. Save. Ok. Ja, najbolj, da si spet live. Pinči, FNCS je, treba gledati. Kruk si to nima veze, če je šel na tipkovnico, pa je še vedno znal igrati, kva? Ampak sej to sem rekel za prej, chat. Zdaj sem rekel, zdaj so banali pa to, pa imajo bolj striktno. Lik zaradi tega ne znam pač... Takole, remove, confirm. Ok. No, daj se morate povedati, da sem na mapo zbrisal, da bo nova koda. Alo, noob.
Ja.
Nimaš več teh late gameov, sem jih zbrisal.
Zakaj?
Novo, mogel sem duplicate pa na novo, ker nisem mogel noter v mapo iti. So mi zakličal.
Ej. A si slišal, kaj sem naredil,
si,
kaj
kubica?
sem se zmenil s chatom?
Ja, zažiga, da me kliče, a to?
Ja.
Pa se niso me že žiga klical.
In kao ne mote.
Pa zakaj? Še vedno me folk prepozna pod ScorpVL-om.
A ja, dobro, pa me lahko kliče, aco, ajde.
Zdaj da se kar premislil. Ok, zdaj še tle ime spremenim.
Zmeri sem mislil že pekoči, da ti persono nekak, persono ti nekak.
Ma ne, pa itak te folk te tako pozna pod Scorp, tako, itak imaš online ime pa posod tako. Tudi če te kdo kliče po imenu.
Dobro, pa najbolj, že si spremenim YouTube kanal v Notaco.
Ne, sam v Aco.
Ja, itak, ja.
Čaj, se strinjate? Da si Notaj
Ja,
spremenil v Aco
ok, če si
ime.
ti v žiga, bom dal Aco.
Pa to je drugač. Jaz sem profesionalen logo in vse. A
Jaz pa nimam profesionalni logo.
Ne, nimaš!
Tvoj prijatelj mi ga je naredil.
Kjer ga?
Oboje in banner in tale.
Daj, kjer logo? Čakaj, jaz si se zavenil. A zdaj imaš malo drugač. Samo vsem, ti imaš to imaš sam font.
Ja, tvoj prijatelj mi ga je naredil.
Do!
Ja, ka dela te stvari.
Jaz ti zdaj v 5 minutah naredim god logo, imam idejo. A si za?
Ajde.
Ajde. Če, zdaj boste vi videli, kjer god logo bom
Da ne bo
naredil.
kar neki.
Ne bo. Zdaj boš ti videl, god idejo
Kaj,
imam.
zdaj boš neki naredil
Daj,
brez
živa
vas
Žana.
človeka.
Čaj, ne, pač na tvoje začetence bo. Aja, by the way, sam da ti pošljam novo kodo, to kdo še me shranjeno.
Hvala. Ajde chat, GG v chat, GG.
Evo,
Ajde, da v 5 minutah, kao.
lej, ti sam stream pržgi, moj. Boš ti videl zdaj tole. G-Shack, se bom pogledal.
Ja, in Slovenci je pa dobil Jurija 200 €, si slišal?
Kje?
Je na tem turnirju na Balkanu.
Kdo?
Power.
Kdo the fuck je to?
Enkrat sem igral turnir s tabo, pa z njim sem ga invital. Power, ja. Bil ti je parkrat na streamu.
Zdaj se ne spomnim.
Ne spomniš se ga, okej.
Zdaj ne. Lej, to zdaj chat, kaj bom naredil. Tako je sredina. Zdaj bomo naredili... Da imamo Montserrat, tako. Barov še tak pol sam spremenil, ne?
A veš, da ne bo Irving prišel Lakerse?
Ja, kam bo zdaj šel?
Ja, velika šansa je, da je tudi v Clippers se gre, kar bi znal biti, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George pa on. A veš, zakaj baje ne bo šel Lakerse?
Zakaj?
Ker Lakersi mu hočejo ponuditi največ 2 leti, zaradi LeBrona pa Davisa, veš, ko oni imajo še 2 leti, on pa hoče 4 leta.
Aha.
Tako da, upam, da pride.
Ne, če bo šlo, bo
Kako bova bolj gledala, ampak kako bova komentirala FNCS, če bova gledala official?
Ja, sej, zato pa... Ja, jaz imam full raj šune streame, a ne drugač.
Zakaj ne daš zavotat v chatu?
Tam jaz ne znam. Zdaj moram jaz to malo drugače
Pa se
narediti.
sam daš na Tysona, daš, samo na njega.
Samo na njega? Kaj si resen? Ne, zdaj se zebam.
What the fuck? Dajte to klipa, da dam za vsakič, ko se nekdo subscribe-a. A lahko nekdo klipa to chat? Ta fuck si zdaj. To je prav smešno. Isto delaš kot Karun, sam da...
Ne, boljš bom naredil. On ti je dal sam 2 fanta, jaz se bom lepo zdržal.
Jusko ti je napisal.
Ne, kaj jaz? Ne, malo drugač bo, ampak pač se taka ideja je boljš, Juško. Moj jogo je god. Sam ne, imam idejo, da bo samo...
Jogo?
Logo.
Če te je rekel jogo!
Pa logo sem rekel,
Rekel
kakšen
si jogo!
Ne, ta ne zgleda tako dobro.
Juško, kaj je rekel?
O, ne, boljša ideja imam.
Jogo. A vidiš, rekel si jogo.
A kakšno jogo? Najbolj, da sem jogo rekel. Kva lažete vsi?
Ja, jaz dobro slišam, rekel si jogo.
Kva lažete vsi, človek? Dej ne seri.
A veš zdaj, kaj to delaš?
Ja?
Zdaj me spominja kar na eno od Perota logo, ki je imel podoben. Črn-bel.
Ne, ta jači. Čakaj.
A lahko en del spremeniš barvo?
Čaki, no ti neučakan. Evo, chat. Tole bi ljudje računali
Koliko?
100 plus evrov za takle dizajn.
Zato!
Ja, pač logo ideje, pa to, kar folk naredi.
čakaj, da
Samo
do
oni
konca-
naredijo prav čist custom. Jaz nimam čist custom, ampak.
To, ki gledala bo official, pa bo tako, a boš njih mutu ali ne boš?
Ja, ne, jaz drugač bolj poslušam njih.
Ok, bova poslušala pa tako malo gledala. Ok, chat, Jože Ritnik.
Jože Ritnik.
A se dejansko tako pišeš? Se nimam, malo je smešno, če se dejansko tako pišeš.
Wow! Ja, not Alex, še ima ljudi s priimkom.
To ni
GG,
pa malo je smešen priimek.
Cancelite ga!
What? Zakaj? Če je malo smešen priimek, v dobrem smislu, ne v slabem smislu. Pač ni nič v slabem smislu smešno, prav v pozitivnem smislu. Pa vem, chat, Scorp trola.
Jaz nič ne trolam, what do you mean?
A misliš, da se kdo v Sloveniji piše ritoliznik?
Jaz sem občutek, da ja.
Chat, a se kdo v Sloveniji, a poznate koga, ki se piše ritoliznik? Jože, ka si na streamu...
Če zdaj vam ne reč, da je tole boljš, kar vas zdaj, a? Kaj, tole bom da malo bliže, ker se mi zdi, da bo lepši spadal.
A ja, zostanek je
A ja, sam mora biti pol... Ne, ni mi všeč, kaj je
A
lik
si
tam
še
na
benan
kot.
na Twitchu? Permanently sem benan, ja, Arbra.
Čaj, sam pa moram dati to na sredino.
Mislim account, ne na Twitchu.
To je dejansko kar logo, čat, ajte. Ne, zdaj da vam razložim, a ne. Tako ga not Alex, zdaj sta sam dve črke ena čez drugo. Tole je dejansko... A veš, logo. To je kaj ena firma zgleda, to, a veš.
Ok, ampak
Saj treba barve.
spremeniš,
A ja,
ker
čas, zdaj sem
moja-
zajebal, čakaj.
Moja tradicionalna je rdečo-bela.
Rdečo-bela?
Ja, pri tebi je pa črno neki ta...
Če moja belo-rdeča, kva ti nabijaš?
Ne.
Ja?
Jaz sem imel že logo, preden si ti imel tega SLZ, ne? Sem jaz
Ja.
imel logo, rdeča kapca pa belo ozadje. Če se spomniš un logo.
Ja, to, čakaj, kaj
mi
zdaj
en
hočeš?
gledal-
Črno-rdeča ali belo-rdeča?
Ja, pa bo je rekel, da tebe kopiram, zdaj pa si že povedal svoje. Dej mi pol nekaj drugega, dej mi rdečo.
Ne, v redu je. Kaj je?
Profesor na športno na naši šoli se piše Ritonja.
Pa se piše?
Ritonja. To je eno tvojemu četu napisal.
Nice. Ne se tle ne vem, kakšno zadje bi dal, ampak to sam tok, da zdaj, da
A Tyson
se
bo igral
približam, ne.
FNCS, bojo.
Bo.
Ob 7 je FNCS. Čez 10 minut.
Halo? Okej.
Misliš, da je boljš rdečo-črna ali?
Ja, ne vem, to moraš ti povedat.
Ja, ti povej. Ali pa naj chat izbere, kaj je boljš. Črno, rdeča, bela ali rdeča, kakšna druga barva, ka paše
Če,
z
meni se ne zdi
rdečo?
bad to. What do you mean?
Če je chatu všeč, v tvojemu naj napišejo ja, pa bom to imel, če ne pa naj izbero, kjera ka paše z rdečo. Vse je hudo si naredil.
Pač to je bila ideja, ki sem jo na hitro dobil. Sicer, malo razmišljam, da bi bil ta na bližji, ampak ne. Ama barve, kako da bi bile tle malo drugače.
Vijolična, rdeča, vijolična. Evo, chat sem mu plačal, plačal sem mu chat. Plačal sem mu za njegovega 5 minut truda. Pa še enega sem
Pa si
razveselil
plačal.
v chatu njegovemu.
Pa si pa legat. Človek! A vidite, kjer logo ima zdaj? Zdaj ne reč, da ni mož. Lejte, kaj je giftu, no? Lejte.
Evo,
Hvala ti,
Jan
drugač,
Lobnika
hvala ti.
sem razveselil, zdaj bo
Evo.
vesel.
Ja, Lobnik, pozdravljam, vi ste. Hvala ti.
Border, kaj pomeni border? Kaj pa Ritter? Kaj z Ritterjem Tixon?
Modra, rdeča. Ja, nimaš ti drugač bolj z modro barve.
A pa še rdeča z modro?
Ne, rdeča z modro ne bi rekel, da paša.
Jaz imam sošolca, ko živi v Ritoznoju. Hvata, Borček, ti pa trolaš, presežem. Ne.
Ja, ne vem, kjero barvo bi ti imel. Jaz sem tebe videl, zdaj imaš neki vijolično.
Modra je...
Kjera modra?
Ne.
A svetla ali temna?
To, ko si dal v temno.
Ne, takala, če bi bila.
Ta je huda, ja. Ta... Wolf je bil 22, Sniki je bil
Ki
pa
pa
8.
8. Ja.
Škoda,
Za
kaj
Snika sem slišal, ja. Ma ne, meni ni to, da bi.
Ampak bi bilo dobro, da v Sloveniji tako kaj naredijo, ne?
Ja, upam, da bo v prihodnosti prav, da bojo za Fortnite malo bolj, ja. Sam tle itak pač pomoraš v zadje dati nekaj, ampak ponad je dober, da je simple v zadje.
Okej. Bom, gospod, bom. Hvala.
Kakšna oranžna rumena, chat?
A res, samo 64 playerjev je
Ja,
bilo, what?
niti 100 ni bilo. Nekič pozdravljam, nobenega ne ignoriram. Kaj bi imel A drugo barvo, ali bil?
Ti pa odloč.
A ne vem. Dej belo v zadje pa črn A. Bom probal.
Vprašaj not Aleksa, zakaj ne morem pisati v njegovem chatu. Mogoče si napisal kaj, kar je timeout za 15 minut. Moja učiteljica se piše kebabči. What the fuck, kaj vi? Pa vi trolate. Ne, ni res, da tudi chat trola. Presežem, da trolate, stari moj. A modra je črna je pa grda, fuj.
Ne, ta mi ni všeč.
Ne, ni všeč. A modra bela ali pa modra rdeča? Modra rdečo probi, to, ko imaš zdaj modro pa z rdečo.
To nekaj me zanima.
A veš včeraj na streamu?
Ja?
Mi je en rekel, da me bo prijavil na policijo, a ne?
Ne moreš med modra rdeča, kvaj je to človek?
Zato, ker krekam Photoshop, pa igrce iz party, se je rekel, da me bo prijavil na policijo.
Ja, drugače je kaznivo.
Pa ne, ja, ampak v Sloveniji briga policaje, sem se že pogovarjal z njimi.
No, taj smo veze, GG!
Ne, ampak enkrat sem jih dejansko šel vprašati, ali bi vi z dokazi za nekoga, ki te piratstvo dela, šli na dom, pa ne bi, v Sloveniji so rekli, da ne bi. Medtem, ko v teh državah Nemčija, ne pa to,
Ja, v Angliji so ful striktni.
pa Angliji, če te dobijo, so velike kazni. 64 playerjev je bilo. Chat, Jožeta ni na streamu, tako da lahko drugega. Jožek nite na streamu, oprosti. Ja, chat, FNCS gremo zdaj gledat.
Tako.
Tyson bo zmagal.
To hoče slučajno krog met.
A Magical dela drugače te stvari.
Magical?
Ne vem, kdo mi je naredil en tvoj prijatelj, unga, ki si mi predlagal, ka tudi tam ne dela, kaj že un?
Denotes? Pa niti Denotes naredil.
Ja, mi je!
Pa niti Denotes to, kar imaš zdaj na Discordu naredil.
Ne, to, kar imam zdaj na YouTubeu, banner mi je naredil pa slikco.
Ja, ta slikca je trash, sorry Denotes.
Ja, ni se potrudil. Meni pa ni trash, meni je pa iskreno lepa. Nesramen si.
Kar povedal.
Za tole, Tikson, za tole.
Kaj je to zdaj, zakaj mi pa tle zdaj?
A te nekaj vprašam.
Lahko.
Kam me pelaš za rojsten dan?
O moj bog. Čas, zdaj še moram narediti.
Malo ga imam, da veš.
In kdaj je
Jaz bom
to?
tudi tebe nekam pelil za rojsten dan.
Ma, zagličil sem, zdaj mi nov shranil.
Marca ga imam 24.
Raj, skošti naredil.
Žigec.
Minči, tole je god ideja, okej? Sam pač treba bi bilo mačkam še kakšne kote pa to narediti. Ampak itak ne moram zdaj shraniti, lej to no, zdaj mi je vse zagličalo.
Zdaj se ne mudi zdaj. Važno, da si naredil v principu hiter, da se da, živo Žan. A si bil vesel, ko se je končal event? Ali se ti je Pinči smejal?
Ne, en folk se pač, jaz mislim, da se je folk tudi usmilil tako, nasplošno.
Te je, a ne, drugače bi
Ja, zato ker recimo Boštjan je 9:30 dal, pa ene parih je po evro, pa tako vrga, da so čestitali, veš ka. Na tako foro, ker bi lahko komod predal, pa bi se mi podaljšal še vsaj za 1 uro.
Živo Anix. A tudi žigca ni Janja, a? Si prva igra se zmeri začne 15:6 ali 10.
Ja, vedno je zdelejan. Zdaj bom jaz sam pogledal, kdo vse igra, ne? A ja, tukaj se ne vidi, fuck.
A
Tukaj
je
bomo
Tyson
videli.
kontestan?
Ja, ima kdo drop map, da mi pošle chat? Drop map bi bilo fajn dobiti. Drugač pa igrajo Quizy Veno, JJ2 pa Glupši, to te dva pojma nimam kdo sta. Brandman, Moneymaker, teda tudi ne vem. Giras, Cherry, to tudi ne poznam. Dosti jih ne poznam. Cheat in Flixi, teda sta že prej igrala, če se ne motam Blačo. Lixon Pixi dela. Steno, Levši, kaj še ima fuck imena? Clement Deciptos, Andylex Snazy, Malibuka Thomas, Revsgard Hellfire, Marko QB, Vanjak Karmi, Merstaš Tyson, Vortex Belusi, Nefrizi Luša, Trippern Scrum, Keandro, Waffler Jox, iDrop Savage, Savage spet igra, da vidimo, če bo danes
To ne poznam Monkey
Unwashed.
Makerja, what?
Kva je svem človek, če... To so kar eni no-nameri. Potem imamo...
Kaj? Je Kinzel odnehal Fortnite?
On je nehal že v chapter 3, ja. Pa Stroki Hajđov, Jarko Clown, Shizoname, Howley, ali Shaizo, ali korkoli, SSW, Skyzo, Viko, Kylie, Kefi, Arthur, Misha Tini, The Chips, Artskill, Lane Hydra, Marin Paco, Cupcake, Timeless, karkoli je ta, Fishy, Pink, Kiri, Swizy, Shamoki, Seti Kami, evo, one dva sta zmagala prejšen season, Marius Cow, Frednex, Funbrv, Conin, Winter, Poli, Wixic, Vadil Nova, Janis Rizon, Diox Mapi, Čepik Zendi, Asa Trexer, Clown Frey.
To ni on, Janja, Anix trola.
Kaj
Pa ne
to?
en trola v chatu, neke bedarije.
Nakodan, Gudenbre, Forzen, Furry
To
Legendary,
si zdaj rekel, kaj je Nemec?
Ja. Huka, Volko, Grolls, Firehunter, pa Floki, pa Bad Sniper, ja. Teh 50 duotov je. V bistvu chat, zdaj no tak se nekaj prerekel, ne vem kako je. Se pravi, imamo 3, se pravi, kako zdaj poteka. Zdaj letos je vse malo drugač, ne vem, če imam prav link. G-Shark mi je poslal drop map, tako da god, hvala. Bomo šli takoj čez. Sam da povem. Fuck, spoilani smo, en je že umrl. No, zdaj jih ne poznamo. Oj, to je... A to so točke, ki jih dobijo, predvidevam. Tako da maybe res nimajo nič. V glavnem, 3 tedni so. Ja. 3 tedni so. In vsak, se pravi, vsak teden ima en weekly finale, ne, se pravi, imajo 2 kvalifikacije, dan 1, dan 2. In top 50 skupaj z največ točk grejo v ta weekly finale. Pa pač dobivaš te točke, a ne. Se pravi, recimo tisti, ki je danes prvi, dobi 4000 točk in tako naprej. In po 3 tednih, tisti, ki imajo največ teh točk, se pravi top 50 po točkah, grejo v season finale, se pravi, za to sezono finale. In tisti v EU, ki so v tej sezoni v finalu top 2, grejo na LAN dogodek, ki je konc leta, kakor je bil zdaj, kje se brinja. Ne vem, če je to, a je to power ranking prav? Ne, price pool, opa, sorry. Price pool, ampak vsem. Točke dobijo, no, vsem, ja. Nima veze. Tisto je bil PR, ja. Ampak točke so, no. Pač, sam točke, ki folk dobiva, ni nič, da gre kdo naprej direkt očitno. Tlej sicer piše 0 points. Razen, če gre sam prvi, ne, to dvomim.
Jaz mislim, da noben ne gre.
To nisem zihar, ja. A ima kdo chat tu napregledan, zakaj imajo ponovati? Čakaj, daj, grem jaz pogledat na Fortnite Competitive. To bom takoj povedal.
A veš zakaj? Zato, ker včeraj, ko je Kliks bil 20.
Ja.
Pa so mu spamalo, fuck, to ni neki dober, pa je rekel, it doesn't matter, it's only series points, samo vsak teden ramo prija do finala in samo
Ja,
series points.
če prideš vsak teden v finale, boš zihar. Hvala, ja.
Tako da, ne vem,
Okej.
ker ponavadi je vsako sezono pisal še tam v oklepaju, top 5 gre pa v veliko finale, spomnim se, skozi je pisal.
Kje je un competitive update? Ne maj bil tle. Kje je bil un competitive update, chat?
Da ne bo še končal? Ne, čez 20 urc. Malo manj, ja, 20 urc imam še. Jutri popoldne,
Competitive ni. A, ne, competitive news, evo ga.
že v neko.
Evo, tle bomo najdel. Se pravi, zdaj imamo ta Major 1, ne, to je prvo sezono, 3 Majori so, mislim, da. Tako da, ja, se pravi, prve 3 sezone imajo te Majorje, ki si lahko v elitu, da igraš, pa zadnjo sezono v tem letu se pa igra LAN. In iz teh 3 Majorjev moraš ti pridati pač na LAN, ne. Se pravi, to imamo zdaj, a ne, week 1, finale session, se pravi EU, a ne.
Ja, hvala.
To imamo zdaj, sam čak da vidim, kje piše, kako je.
Ej, a to veš, da bo en dan zdaj turnir? Sam ne vem, če bo za Evropo Tifu in da bo svoj turnir.
Ja, nekaj sem videl, ja. A prav v Fortniteu. A je pa, ja, vse tik sem se tudi ko zdi, ja.
Sam da bo zero build, mislim, da.
Ja, če je on bo, verjetno, ja. Ja, ne, to vem, Tixon. Ok, čakajte, da vidim. Pač to vem, da je, pač zdaj 3 weekly finale so in pol top 50 duotov, ki igra ta season finale, tiste dva, ki sta top 2, greta na LAN, ki je zadnji turnir v tem letu. Pol v drugem majorju gre 5 iz EU, pa v tretjem gre 10 iz EU. To pol vsi med sabo igra, nekaj ta LAN.
Nisi povedal, če taj sem kontestan.
Bom zdaj pogledal. Last chance major will be ultimately placed into the lower bracket at FSS Global Championship. Ja, tole je pa... To je pa last chance major, to je pa mislim, da tudi zadnja sezona, da tisti, ki še niso qualified, da zadnji spoti odprti za ta LAN. To nič ne pove za to, kar smo zdaj sprašvali. Ampak po moje je series points.
A veš kaj nared?
Ja, po točkah je, vidiš. Prvo mesto ti da 625 series točk in tako naprej. In pa na koncu tisti, ki so top 50, a ne, po točkah, po 3 tednih, igrajo sezonski finale. Ja, mislim sem tudi že. Ali? Ta je malo drugačen, ja.
Je pa na YouTubeu official Fortnite ali na Twitchu?
Oboje. Evo, tukaj imamo pa drop map, evo. Damo pa drop map.
Ja, že prve igre, da veš.
Ja, bomo še takoj gledati, evo, se pravi, Miša Teni landata tle levo. Pa tam možno, da se bo tako testa zdušal, pa ne frizijem. Tyson, hočem sam Tysona še najdati, kam landa, pa bomo šli pol malo čez. Tyson. Kvizi vedno imate kar celo to lokacijo, tja, ki zbrijo tam landava, zase. To je nice. Zakaj jaz ne vidim Tyson? Aha, Tyson pa Merstaš ima ta severno stran Slepija. Not Alex. A si tle? Ja, gluh je. Ja, vedno bi ga mogel kontestati, ja. Mislim, ima to tam zase. Tako da Tyson... Ja, Tyson Merstaš ima severno stran Slepija, spodno stran pa Viko pa Kylie. Tako da to se tudi ne rabta... Ja, gore pač tam je veliko luta, tako da to ni panika sploh. Ja, zdaj že streamajo.
Ja, gledam, pržgi si.
Sem si pržgal, ja. Jaz na Twitchu gledam. Lepša kvaliteta.
Že tudi na Twitchu imam. A zdaj kaže tega Ugve, a ne?
Ja.
Ok.
Tak je s Tysonom igral tudi. Zdaj vas smo kaj že zamudali, ali ne?
Nekaj preveč, 18 jih je umrlo.
That's going to be the way you want to approach a lot of fights, right? Look for a pinch. Look to try and cover as many angles as possible. And once he leaves himself open, they're going to take the shots and look to push in. The crack shields will be a trigger for them to start running on in.
Ten za dene member only, ja, hvala ti.
A jaz da dam tudi na member, ali kaj, da ne spoilajo?
Ja, jaz da member only, zato da ne spoilajo.
Kje si ga, legenda? Nisem zmatran. Nisem jaz Scorp, chat. Jaz nisem Scorp, nisem jaz Pussy.
Ja, zato, ker ti spiš po 12 ur, model.
Nisem jaz Pussy, ka Scorp.
Čo, ti spiš po 12 ur!
Ok, jaz si tam njega žuciram. Že omleta. Kako je s tebe hit trollan, ko iz keca, pa se razdiziš?
Ne, ti se razdiziš. Kaj šla svet v fitness naslednji teden?
Se bova šla, jaz sem za.
Si, ne?
Ja, še malo me boli, ampak pa še.
Noge ti bom uničil.
Noge pa ne maram delati, a veš. Savage igra.
Ja, Savage, vse sem prej povedal. Sam si sem YouTube po mojem vmes. In Savage dead.
Ne. Zakaj sem...
3 timi so tle.
Savage.
And I drop now in a 2v1 with another pair of eyes set on this fight.
Ful bi rad, da Savage enkrat zmaga, stari.
Ja, da zmaga. Ej, a kaj pa una igra nisem te vprašal, kaj te nisem slišal, da si povedal. Ping.
Denza, probi na telefonu. Kako se spremeni moderatorji, oni, ki imate managing na member only chat? Kaj je?
A igra Ping?
Ja, Ping pa Ana sta koala, mislim da. Komi, ampak sta.
A chat Scorpom gledamo FNCS, Tysona pa Slovence gledamo živo, Xbox.
From chaos in action.
Daj sam se serite, oni, ki imate tega moderatorja ekstra, če se da na telefonu, kaj me zanima.
Snazy and Andalex, a duo who
Quickly, zaenkrat ima to Jusko, Tenza, Abi, Pinči.
have come ever so close to winning FNCS championships and never quite been able to do it. These guys have been playing with each other for quite a while now as a duo. One of the few duos that we will mention today.
Od Slovencev imamo Miša Patinja kot duo pa Tyson.
Will their loyalty be rewarded though is the question this season. Can they get a spot
Ima
in the
ta
global
dober
championship?
glas, a ne Scorp?
Definitely think
Ja,
they've got
ta
some sort of
Leven ima god glas.
Ima neki globok glas.
Myself, I like to see that storylines. I like to see people achieve things.
Sam ful bolj se ubijajo, zdaj vidim v temu chapterju.
And speaking of people achieving
Zaradi
things,
tega
Hvala,
srđa, a veš, ker je močen, rabijo damage, konstantno.
Ja, pa bolj je, pa manjša mapa je, tako da se morajo bolj fajtati.
Ja, ker zadnjič sem gledal Kliksa, ne?
Ja.
So bili 400 above, ali 500 skoraj above. V teni se fajta.
Teni dead, evo. Ampak Miša je dubo, Miša je Savage-a dubo. Iz Savage-a se fajta. Miša je Savage-a nokal.
Ne bo ga pustil.
Ne bo.
Evo, to so Slovenci, če niste vedeli. Miša pa Teni sta Slovenca.
Ja.
Pretty busy at this already. We saw
Rez za rez.
go down at the beginning of the game.
Ja, rez za
already
rez.
brought back in, down
Rez za rez
again.
bo tola.
Slovenca, chat,
Never
navijamo
giving
za
up,
njiju
always
dva tudi.
standing tall. That's going to be the thing. Doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down, it matters how many times you get back up. And I
Nisem pričakoval, da bomo imeli še koga drugega poleg Tysona v finalu, veš?
Apex ima
nisem.
sam še Biggie en.
Eye drop.
Eye drop, aha.
Ona gre da zdaj stran. Lej, srč sta dubla, ker je dal, sam healov nimata. Healov nimata.
A, Miša.
A, Pink ne igra, je rekel G-Shark. Ja, ni, s kom pa Anas pol igra? A nisem prej videl Anasa, ne vem, volal, da nista. Že Leonid je ojel.
Kva je lepa igrica, stari moj.
Ne, na teh settings je ful lepo. Pred sezonskim finalom Tixon. Prva igra Gakic. Žonik. Pink igra z Nepsom dote, ne z Anasom več. Je rekel, da... Anas pa vadil sta skupaj. Ok.
Ga je dropao Anas.
Možno. Ne, pa sej Anas je... Ne, čakaj. Saj nista že prejšnja sezon skupaj igrala.
Si ti prišel do tega
Že
imena.
kaj sem.
Evo, Tysona kažejo.
Ja, Tyson. Ne vem kakšen surge ima, tako da...
Tyson v lifeu ni
Mata veliko mecov.
A veš.
Ja, lej, sam zdaj... Nekaj pol grindat pa to.
Kam mi pada?
And over here at Slappy, right, we're going to see plenty of that happening with players doing a bunch
Malibuka, Tomas.
in terms of trying to get
To
their
sem pa
surge.
presenečen, Scorp, da Malibuka pa Tomas. Ti nisi nič presenečen.
We have
Ja, jaz sem presenečen, ker Malibuka ima res sta dosti dobra igralca bila skupaj.
so thankfully
Pa
we
tudi, da
have
bi
one of our
Malibuka ni
analysts
najdel kakšnega drugega, ne vem, zakaj lik Tomasa. Sam Tomas je dober.
Pa sej Tomas je dober, what?
On je
Se mesta
fregar,
še
ne?
bosta Tysonom.
hvala. Mal prej sem se spomnil Gigi zate. On je fregar Tomasa, ne Scorp.
Ma tle so itak, te so itak vsi fragari.
looted out the entirety of that north anvil over near Icy Islets.
Brija prav, Tomas je top 3. Kaj je to misliš tako? Top 3 igralc, nasplošno.
Ali fregari.
Ne, Tomas je ful dober.
Ampak top 3 igra.
Ja se, a niso prejšnjo sezono bili... Ne vem, kjer je bil prejšnjo sezono.
Nista prejšnjo zdaj slabo odigrala, on pa i Janis.
Ne, na koncu sta klačala, kakor jaz vem ful. Ampak ne, jaz mislim, da so to drugač dobro zamenjali, veš? Malibuka, Tomas, pa Mersaš, Tyson. To je kar
Veš
močno.
kaj je, ne vem, če se strinjaš s tem, ampak včasih, čez nekom dolg igraš,
Ja.
pa mogoče kakšno slabo sezono slabš. Že to sam, da zamenjaš teammate vibe, že to ti ful pomaga.
Ne, ja, chemistry mora biti dober, to
Chemistry
zikar.
nekaj novega, veš.
Igra Miši, Tini, pa Tyson igra. Miša, Tini. Kvizi pa Vena ima ta full dober search, mislim 500 plus, tako da one dva chillata.
Ampak moraš pa priznati prejšnjo FNCS, skoraj vsako zono sta dubla.
Kaj, ja, Kami pa Seti.
Ne, Vino.
A, Kvizi pa Veno.
Ja, prejšnjo uno FNCS, če se kaj
Ja, sam
pogledala.
sta na unih balonih igrala, ne?
Ja.
So they got their work cut out from trying to sneak around.
Ne, chat, Miša in Tini, pa Tyson, te trije Slovenci so.
A že veš, kje bo major?
Kje? Ne vem, pozabil sem, a so povedali, chat, kje bo major ali ne? Pač mislim, kje bo... Da,
Ne
lan.
bo Evropi, a ne?
Ne vem,
Če bo v Evropi, midva bi lahko šla.
to bi šel takoj.
Prav šel bi, če bo blizu nekje. Sam po mojem bo Amerika.
They need to hit a shot. A big, shotgun shot would be enough to move them just above, but of course they want to be more than just above. They want to be comfortable, sitting pretty. Vico and Canada, they need to stay patient. Don't need to overextend, don't need to overpeak, expose themselves. And you see there, Vico, he
A, v
doesn't want to
Kopenhagnu bo.
be making any noise, and so making sure to aim down the
Danska.
crouches away.
Vse Denmark, Danska, a ne?
Ja, to ni daleč.
Tini je dead. Tina pa Miši sta umrla. A vedno rečem Miši. Miša.
Kje je bil Vortex, ne vem, Mateusz, ne vem, kje je bil.
Chat, finale je, to je weekly finale, tle ni Hrvat, Hrvat je za sezonski finale. Za sezonski finale. Dajte srčka v chat, ne srčka v chat, what? Dajte lajka chat, več gledalcev ka lajko, ajmo. Kjer free. Kjer free. Refresh. Viko, Kylie uničujete, evo, 2 kila, 500 above search chillata.
Pa še lezat v posli, verjamem, ja.
Kinzel je nehal igrati, chat, za vse, ki ne veste. Zato niste nad zanga slišali, nehal je igrati. Tomas Malibuka sta lej, bilo v search. Nujno rapta, 2 tega rapta dobiti. Pa tale search je do... Koliko je zdaj, do 64, ne? Za 6 razlike je, ali koliko?
Ja, sam je pa nekako močnejši. Konstantno se morajo.
Ja, sej zato, ker je do 64, dalj časa traja zdaj. Savage je dead.
Že on je imel težave s Tomasom dobiti search, ne vem. A je Tomas na kontrolerju ali ni?
Ne, Tomas ni kontroler. Zdaj sta above.
Alex, zakaj ne moram pisati na Scorpovem streamu? Ker ima narejeno only member, Lauro. Samo memberi, da ne spoilajo.
Ja. Kill je 4 pike, zato to kijajo. Chat, ne kijajo zato, ker je kill 4 pike. Mi morate vedeti, da tukaj so vsi najboljši igralci v EU. Ti ne moraš kar kijati, random. Pora je, da Storm Surge, 6 iger. Storm Surge je zelo pomemben. Sploh zdaj, ki je za 64 playerjev je zdaj Surge, namesto 70. Kar pomeni, da mora 3 duoti več mora umreti, kar je velika razlika. Pa mapa je manjša. Tako da se ful več fajta in to je... Za gledanje bo to ful bolj zanimiv zdaj. Za gledanje bo ful bolj zanimiv zaradi tega Surgea, ker bo skozi akcija. Ne bo unga kempanja tok. Evo, Kami City, zmagovalca prejšnje sezone.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people have been concerned about Seti and Kami. Of course, they won the Invitational. It was one of the most impressive feats we've seen.
Ne vem,
Games they were
Lauro.
able to win. The style
Ne
in
vem,
which they won
iskreno.
that actual last game in the tournament was impressive, but they've not started the season so
Boš
hot.
videl.
Zvidek mojo.
Sevič pada, GG.
Ja, ne, Sevič je že umrl, ja. On je že prej umrl.
Meni ga šele zdaj pokazal.
What?
But of course, this is the opportunity, right? The FNCS major, the beginning
mogoče
of
je
the
preživel.
tournament of the season.
Ne, če gledali koga, da so ga
To
finišali.
really show what you're about, even if you haven't
Mogoče si jim
performed
zamenil
that
Če,
well.
ne vem, če mislim, da Kinzel ne gejma več, če se ne motam, kar mi je Lejca rekla. Tyson ima tamle hajt, lej. Če, ekipa Merstaš? A je Tyson solo?
Ne, po mojem ni. Tyson je gor bil.
Ja, bil je na hajtu, sam Merstaša nisem videl.
Pretty solid game out of them. You look at their resources, about 76 on Belusi, plenty to work with. I would say if they don't
Vidiš,
pull this next
konstantno,
zone, they might
konstantno,
need to be looking for a
konstantno
refresh
Storm
depending on
Surge,
where it actually
konstantno.
goes.
Ja,
but
Tyson igra z
later
Merstašom.
on in the game anyway.
Evolution Vortex, just wait in there.
Ja, jaz sem bil
Ja.
presenečen. Očitno je tudi Malibuka rekel, hočem nekaj novega probati.
Ja, ja.
Ker Malibuka je god.
Ne se je.
Kdo je Tysona duo Merstaš? Bivši duo od Malibuke.
Pa zdaj Surge je zdaj do 54. Ne, do 44. Pač tle bojo zdaj skozi Surge, to je... Pulje teži zdaj. Evo, vem,
Pol
na
enkrat
kvizi.
se neha, pri movingi se odneha.
Ma ne, mislim, prve dva Surge sta sam spremenjena, ostali so isti, ja.
Some traveling to do, and it almost makes me wonder what is that play going to be? Because the slower they take, it almost looks like they're rotating to the more busier side of zone. So they're going to have their work cut out from them.
Zdaj se kako izgleda, aj.
A couple of these teams.
Lahko
here
gledaš
taking
na
a lot of
YouTube, ja,
that
chat.
damage from Storm. Even if you're 700 above, you still have to be careful for those teams that are below, because they're going to be relentlessly trying to hunt to get the damage.
Yeah, like you said, right?
Prav zanima me,
Might be fine, but that doesn't mean
če bojo kakšni dobri igralke, ne bojo Hammerja imeli nikoli.
En sprašuje, če boš imel skozi member, kdaj bo lahko pisal pri tebi na streamu.
Jaz imam member only, samo vmes, ko igra. Po kaj konc igre, da lahko vsi piše. Po kaj se nova igra začne, dan spet member only.
No, slišal si, Lauro. Vsakeč, ko se igra konča. Tyson je plačal Merstašu, da igra, ne verjamem, Stepi, ne
Pa,
verjamem.
kaj vi govorite, no.
Ne verjamem, ne verjamem. Mislim,
A
jaz
tole
ne
bi bil god
verjamem.
refresh. Ne, itak da ne.
Do a brilliant job there to keep their cool, keep their nerve.
It's almost scary.
Pa, te
Mogoče
krasi.
so kaj novega hotel
Above
sprobati.
the damage threshold after getting both of those eliminations, so their job's not done just yet. Just like Janice and Reason, 94 above.
Ajmo, snitaj, imamo več lajkov, več gledalcev ka lajkov,
Dejansko
ajmo.
privoščam, čeprav ni finale, pa Karizonu, ko vem, da ni zadnje sezone nič kaj tako. Pa je kar dober.
Ma jaz bi najbolj Savage, ker že toliko dolg igra, pa toliko dolg je že tako
Yeah, and
na
speaking
vrhu, sam nikoli ne vina.
4-5 sezon kontestan.
To je res, to je res.
On ni bil niti enkrat tam kontestan, da bi se dokazal lahko.
To je res.
be able to use that in order to get to
Ampak
that.
je
Bomo imeli vmes Warzone stream, ja.
Lucian Steno, not the complete maximum rotate,
Tyson
but
mislim, da je še živ, če se ne motam, sam Merstaša še nisem videl, no, tako da ne vem. Prej je imel hajt, zdaj mislim, da nima.
refresh in this zone.
Jaz mislim, da sta oba živa, ker če ne bi ga pokazal, da je solo.
Maybe, ja.
Down on Surge, headshot being one of them.
Ta Danger Hero ga rešuje tega headera, le to.
Vortex spada proti
Back
Janisu.
into the zone, that danger hero augment that Vivid was talking about, really
Ta je kar
saving a
močan,
life
ne?
again, but no
A,
shield
Merstaš je
gets
živ,
back,
okej.
48 HP. That's what he's gonna get stuck at. But you can kind of see that effect.
Ne, chat, Miša pa ti nista umrla,
Lej, to
Tyson je še
celo
živ.
igro Storm Surge.
Ja, valjda. Še prvi se ni nehal, pa bo že itak naslednji.
Prvi, uno.
Mislim, drugi se še ni nehal, no. Zdaj več, če Tyson ima hammer, nisem prej videl.
Everybody rotates around it before they make their next move, so nobody can really focus on getting those shots. Everybody's focused on trying to get into the zone, and that's a perfect play, perfectly.
Evo, Merstaš je dobil knock.
Love that
To je nice.
Nice, Tyson
Kill je 4
Merstaš.
pike, tako da to je zelo velik.
They're elevated as well.
Veno tudi.
There is another player on this layer though, and so it looks like Janice wants to sort of push them off. And that's exactly what he looks to do. They're gonna get the elimination.
A ja, se že ima hammer, ne rab, v redu je.
Ej, sam kako pa to, da so naredili, da kar je Evropa zdaj...
Ja,
da so
rib tega
hoteli
senca.
večji hype, da je Evropa na koncu, ker nikoli ni bilo tako.
Ne, EU pa Brazilija imajo zdaj pač na drug dan. Očitno zato, da lahko vse castajo, veš.
okej.
Nice usage of the big bush bomb to try and hide their position towards the high ground.
To je dejansko dober model, tako da se skrbi, ker lahko v easy streljaš, brez da te vidijo. To je ful pametno. Oba imata impulze. Če, to je dobro. Malibuka je nokan, ampak je tudi on enega nokal. Evo, finishan je Malibuka. Zdaj je Thomas solo. Evo, Thomas je že dead. Evo, vsi delajo te trike.
The problems that occur, even as good as you are, when you are down below on surge.
Če, za enkrat mislim, da Tyson še živ.
They don't have to worry about that.
Mislim, da bo dal zdaj boljši pojma, nimam čak.
Enkrat, kad se konča surge, ga večinoma časa ni. Tyson 1 HP, a bo padel?
Nisem videl, Quizy je dead.
Tyson je bil na 1 HP, razen če se je rešil.
To nisem videl. Sam ni bil še nokan za enkrat, tako da.
Ja, verjetno je League 1.
Lauda ima danger hero.
Looking good indeed. Janice and Reason looking all right, getting the damage for Surge. They've been flirting with the line almost all end game.
Janis Shen kill.
Getting that first knock, trying to go in for the elimination. That one's going to be cleaned up. The siphon and
Janis malo zastral tle.
Shockwave hammer being used,
Kami
trying to get
pada.
back into the zone, reunite with Reason. But sometimes when you're in this much commotion, it's very, very
To je dejansko full dobro, da je Sanchez tega, da se ne vleče preveč. Yo, kje si Wolf? Evo, sorry, pa nisem gledal, vmes sem šel spat, pa mogel sem stvari zrihtati. Zdaj, če bi imel še event B, no, ampak ja. Kako je šlo drugač? Kar neče kaže Tyson zdaj? Se vidi, da Tyson zadnjih par sezoni neki full naredil, pa ga malo manj kažejo, presežem.
Ja, ali pa se nič ne dogaja tudi.
Tudi to, ja.
Evo, Teni je šele zdaj padel.
Čakaj, what? A nista prej oba bila nokana?
To je neki zagličan.
Presežem, da je prej pokazali, da sta oba umrla.
Ja.
What? Ok, nice Wolf, nice. Živa fokus.
Kje je Tyson?
Ne vidim ga, je že umrl, pa sva spregledala.
Kdo je to Gross?
Pa ne vem, kdo je.
Fighting it out, but the problem that they will have
Top
is that
3
their
nice.
kills are very, very low. And so it's down to a couple little wood builds.
Po mojem Tyson že umrl, ker ga nisem videl.
A res?
Ja, ne vem, ne vidim ga tle nič.
Ni, pa še 13 ekip, po mojem je še živ.
And the goal is still the same. Can they win this game? Cheating and Flixie, they're still looking good in this one as well.
Yeah, he's trying to stay away from all the commotion that is on the low ground. Maybe a team above him.
Ja, kako bi vse bil na taj? Ne igra več. A,
A,
evo ju. 2 killa imata samo. Ampak dobro je, važen je, da zdaj dobro plesata. Mata to. Ampak Tyson končno videl podoben cajto chat, spet na vrhu. Imagine.
Ope, nice. Top 10.
To imata šanso biti top 3, kaj nič.
Zakaj pa ga ne pokažejo, malo?
Čist malo so ga vmes, ja. Se bo velike do, ja, tamle v spredi je Tyson. 9 timov, full je solotov. Zdaj so Hamri, pa to je fullkrat so soti, evo. Nerstaš dead, Tyson double kill. Top 8. Veliko ne vsi soloti.
Flixie is going to be another solo. This is a chance for everybody to rise to the top with whatever's left.
9 igralcev.
Top 5, Tyson, nice. To je dober. Ni toliko kilo, ampak sam da zdaj dobi placemate. Evo, Tyson je double kill.
Top 4.
Top 3 je Tyson. Evo ga, tamle v zonu je. Killa se v stormu. Proba biti top 2. Zmagat ne bo mogel. Nemogoče solo tole tlačat. O, tle ima še medmiste. O, lih za glih.
Top 2 bo.
Ta je že kar živ človek. A bo dubu? A gre do Tysona? A ja, dubu je Tysona? Kar najdo ga je model, what?
Lej to! Še
Lih si
kaj
kar solo. Lega tega, imagine da zmaga. Ne, ni šans da zmaga.
And that's exactly what looks like is about to happen. But
Oh
he's
my
just
bog.
scurrying away,
What?
getting out of their sights, making it last just that bit longer. And now
Koliko,
they're gonna
kako je
have
ta
all
še
around
živ,
every
Flexi?
single build. And
What?
everything now, Fire Hunter and Groves walking
A jaz
into the shot, they
gledam.
have a backup.
Evo, zmagala sta, ampak komi? Komi?
GG!
Fire Hunter and
Za
Groves
Tysona,
take
top
game one.
3
je
situacija
bil.
slovenskega Tysona.
Ja,
GG.
čigav ga pa. Oh, GG's chat, GG's. Evo, da refresham tukaj leaderboard zdaj. Ja, Groves pa Fire Hunter sta prva, 7 kill win. Cheat in Flixi, tukaj ta
Kaj
klačal
gledaš
7
en-
kill druga. Kaj? Mersta Štajsa, evo, četrta. 72 pik. Nice, nice. Tole je bilo insane zdajle. Pol, če pogledamo, Miša, Tini sta 29, umrla sta 39, ja, ni bilo pol. Kaj je bilo tisto, kaj je tam Miša kar pokazalo mesto? To je bil glitch, pol sta prej umrla, ja. Pa tudi Savage je mislim, da prej umrl, 100%. Pa je pol na koncu kar nekaj vmes pokazal tam. Ja, lej, Aydro pa Sage sta tudi 34 umrla, tako da... Oj, bom jaz hostil zdaj Words on stream chat, ta cajt, ko čakamo na novo igro, okej? Bomo dal tukaj na stran, da ne bom zamudil. Pa gremo Words on stream, ta cajt, ko čakamo. Ja, a ste za? Ko čakamo na igro številka 2. Ful mi je všeč, da je samo en dan, da so tako naredili. Sicer, ne vem kako je prav finale sezonski, a bo ista 2 dni ali sam en dan, ampak tam mi je vsem, če sta 2 dni. Tole mi je pa boljš, te vikli, da so po en dan. Ker če ne je res predolg. Jusko bo čital zdaj chat, prav vidim. Prav vidim. Ajde, imate to. Danica! Iz slide besedo. Juško, prepozen si, Nuben. Juško, vse zamuja. Okej, sajt je dal. Sajt je dal. Danica heka, ja. Ajmo, vse dobite, chat, vse dobite. Pa pogled, ne pozabite, nisem tlajka, pa ne se pozabite naročiti na moj YouTube kanal, lepo prosim. Zdaj smo si za kar sabo dubali, lik smo končali z eventom. Ker je bilo 15 evrov, dodatno ura streama, ampak smo pol povečali na 30, kaj traja že en teden. Ampak ja, hvala vsem za support, ne pozabite drugače uporabljati tudi kode ScorpLZ v item shopu. S tem mi tudi ful pomagate. Premalo promoviram svoj creator kodo, chat, tako da vsi, ki igrate Fortnite, s tem mi lahko ful pomagate, če uporabljate kodo ScorpLZ. Tako da bom zelo, zelo hvaležen. Ja. Pa da, subscribe pa lajkič. Lajk je petak najlažji. Zadnje čase ful ne lajkate, chat, vedno imamo več gledalcev kot lajkov. No, ne vedno, ampak. Da si snete like. A drugi YouTube account pa je umrl, ali kaj? Kjer YouTube account Cristiano Ronaldo? Kako da štirati, da stvari, ki vam na drugem monitorju slišam na slušalke, ki mi zdaj na monitor spik gre. Nima veze, na kjermu monitorju imaš. Oboje bi mogel biti na isto stvar povezan. Nekako imaš to narejen. Jaz sam da dam to avtomatsko off. Moj drug kanal, nič ne objavljam gor, zato ker sem začel pol, sem rekel, bom kar tle vse objavljal. Pulkrat sem razmišljal, da bi delal tak stil video, kako jih Tršan. Tršana video so kar gledanic, da te, ki niso gaming relatani. Moj gre kar dober. Doskrat sem hotel to narediti, sam nisem nikoli jih naredil, pa ne vem zakaj, iskreno. Ker so dosti lahki za narediti. Ampak nekako, ne vem, ker ni lih gaming. A bi to gledali drugače, chat, take tudi non-gaming videa. Tako taki zanimivi videi, tako, a pa reakcija na stvari. Sam napište ja ali pa ne v chat, tisti, ki ne igrate tega. Juško, currency. Vidim, ja, okej. Zdaj gledamo FNCS, čakamo na drugo igro, prvo igro so že odigrali. 6 iger imajo. pa v bistvu nima veze top, koliko so, mislim, ima veze, ampak višji, ka si, boljši je, ker dobivaš točke. In z teh točk 3 tedni so, 3 weekly finala, 3 finali pač, a ne, vsak vikend zdajle. In pol tistih top 50 duotov po točkah, a ne, grejo naprej v sezonski finale. Oziroma, imajo še neko kar reboot pred tem. Tako da ne lik top 50, ampak ja. Ali poveš malo kaj o temu novemu špilu? Kaj o tej igri, ki pride ven zdaj v torek, Harry Potter, Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy bo single player igra. Jaz pričakujem, da bo zelo dobra zgodba. V bistvu se vse dogaja v Harry Potter svetu, ampak se dogaja v času pred Harry Potterjem, tako da tudi če niste gledali Harry Potterja, pa koliko jaz, ki ste pozabili stvari, še vedno lahko igrate, ker je v bistvu vse, kar se je predtem dogajalo, tako da ne rabite vedeti o Harry Potterju, da lahko dobro zgodbo imate, ker je zelo dober, se pravi, gre se nekako za trilogijo, ne? Se pravi, imajo Harry Potterja, imajo Fantastic Beasts, pa zdaj imajo Hogwarts Legacy, ne? Vsak je v svojem obdobju, in jaz mislim, da bo to zelo dober špil. V torek lahko že igram, ker imam pre-order. Ne vem, kdaj vam dan prišel, ampak definitivno torek počnem stream, tudi čez večer pridem dan, nima veze. V sredo je praznik, tako da streamam cel dan, bolj ko ne Hogwarts Legacy, ampak je single player igra, se pravi igra za zgodbo, magije, pa te stvari, je tam nekje 70 do 80 ur igranja, tako da imamo veliko za preigrati. A spal sem 40 minut, čat. Jaša, hvati sa, pozdravljen v ScorpVL. Ajde, še eno. Po moje šli v igro številka 2. Ena črka je fake chat. Kjer 3 Slovenci igrajo, Tyson, Miša, pa Tini. Kdo še reče dam, če je domov? Ne, dam, grem dam. Probite sil, S-E-A-L. Ok, jaz mislim, da je S fake, tako je. S je fake. S je fake, chat, S je fake. Vse je fake. Probite nail. Nail ste že, ok, never mind. Lane, L-A-N-E, probite. Evo, bravo XD. Alien, ok. Kaj še lahko bilo? Pa don't za shacka. Evo, chat, zdaj so drugač v igri številka 2. In itak ste naredili. Koliko je bil Tyson kilov? Imeli so drugač. 5 kilov sta imela. Chat, znači se tukaj gremo naprej, tako da ni panike, evo, gremo kar gledat. Zgledamo 9 chat sam za memberje, zato da, ker ljudje spoilajo, kaj ni lahko zvejo prej, kdo je umor, pa to jim pol pišejo. Great usage of the slide to just whiz past him and steal away the loot. That is big.
That's exactly what you want to see from teams, right? If you do go down or spawn, when you come back the next game, can you make up for it? Can you be locked and loaded, ready to go? That's exactly what we've seen from the 2 French players there. Clement hitting some big shots. A brilliant start to this game and a chance now for them to actually show us what they can do now that they've not gone down in the first couple minutes.
Not just yet. Tripper and Scram, though, trying to make up for lost time. A couple of resources to work with, but not much if this ends up in a prolonged fight.
Zdaj gremo gledat, okej. Čekaj, ko bi se začeli, ne vem, kdo je zdaj že dead. Ne vem, kjerih 13 je že umrl. Zamudili smo prvih 10 sekund. Max Pump. God surge za njih. Hvala na Twitterju, Nikal. Den zdaj rekel, sem gledal prej na zadnje release gameplay za Hogwarts in zgleda insane, sploh fighting scene so brutale. Ja, meni je všeč, da fighting scene, kogar sem videl, ne bo tako čist simple tam malo, ali ščaraš, ampak dejansko boš mogel dobro fightat, pa to tako pač. So boš lahko naučil pa builde, tako. Jaz vidim, da bo Hogwarts vsega si full dober, upam, da ga boste radi gledali. A se ga veselite? Zdaj lahko sam membri piše, ampak. Definitivno ga v torek igram, pa v sredo ga bom povajal cel dan. Edino zvečer v sredo znam turnir igrati ob 7, ampak bomo itak igrali cel dan, Harryja.
Yeah, we saw in the last game, this fight was just dragged out for so long, right?
Pač Hogwarts Legacy, če tu nekaj niste gledali Harry Potterja, vam zna biti dober. Zaradi tega, ker...
Nobody really, you know, just getting in, right? Going...
Ker se dogaja pred Harry Potterjem, ne rabite poznati Harry Potterja. Ok, Brio, nice. Ustrel pol igra Berlina.
Get out, reposition, and look to set up the fight again in a different manner. It does look like they're picking up the pace a bit here. Mr. Savage trying to get in. Eye drop looking to follow suit. A big shot needed to be hit there.
Težka je, težka je. Jaz upam, da Savage zmaga, not le fight, da...
Sneak up on eye drop. And it's gonna catch him behind.
Aja, to je v sredo, Abi.
Just building away.
Ja, ne, Abi, v sredo je praznik pa vse. Ne, vse te stvari so, kar se mi zdi, da je fajn, če streamam. 60 evrov stane drugače, če se ne motam. Že žigac.
Cade trying to reform. This is going to be a prolonged fight, like you said, from one game to the next. Neither one of these teams wanting to give it up.
Jaz rečem, da bo umoril po 2 mesecih. Pa to je single player game. Single player game noben ne živi zavedno, a ni logično. Pol ga bo obrnil in to je to, ampak pol ga bo še vedno kopal kasneje, tisti, ki ga še niso igrali. To pa ne bom komentar. God of War je bil tudi Game of the Year, pa ga folk ne igra več. Pač večinoma, tisti, ki so ga takoj obrnili. Pač mislim, sploh ne umrejo, pač folk ga igra kadarkoli, ampak na začetku je valjda največ hypa, pa folk streama, ki pride ven, ne? To ni multiplayer, ki ga ti lahko skosejo. Miša pa ti nista dobila kill, evo. Ja, eni imate jutar počitnice zdaj, ja? Res je.
Not the best of first games, not too bad either. I'm sure they would have felt like they could have done more. Of course, they were struggling there in mid and low ground, just trying to stay alive with how chaotic it was.
Že korenk?
To be fair to Mustache,
Zastrinjal Octavian.
that's where
Že
he
Miha.
likes to be.
Če bom streamu ta teden zjutraj, ne bo se mi splačal, če za pol Slovenije. Pa zdaj sem imel eventa, ne?
Of course.
Mogoče bom pol kaj Harry Potter. V sredo itak bom kaj praznik, ko boste vsi doma. Pa če mi bo Harry Potter full cool, bom maybe ga pol še tako sam ne vem, ko pol eni ne morajo gledati, ampak bo maybe za nazaj, bomo videli. Zdaj sem kako mi bo Harry Potter. Kdo je overhype Tenza? Ma Tenza pa nisem overhypan, ah kje. Ko mi čakam, da ga igram, ampak nisem pa tako overhypan karkolo. Pač rad bi imel nekaj, da igram tako. Aja, Belugi, aja. Če bluzi da, aja, on bluzi da je overhypan. Ne, fore je, da so oni, karkoli so pokazali več, kot je folk pričakoval. Čist vedno. To se redko zgodi. Belugi, a veš zakaj preslišaš za Hogwarts Legacy, za to igro? Zato, ker hodiš sam na kavice na patrol, pa te s patrola ven mečejo. A veš pa. Jusko, jaz se strinjam, 2 tedna za celo Slovenijo, počet je bilo kar god, ja. Kaj, če ti Hogwarts Legacy ne bo všeč? Jaz mislim, da mi bo všeč, čat. Dovolj, da mi ne bo. Harry Potter, jaz sem tudi... Harry Potter je bil eden izmed prvih story iger, ki sem igral, ki sem jo v osnovni šoli igral. Pa mi je bil takrat že full všeč, tako da... Tale je pač velik upgrade. Rad imam Harry Potter svet in v vsakem primeru ga bom obrnil, to grem staviti. Jaz ne bi nikoli slišal ta game, če ne bi tebe gledal. Dobar, mislim tako. Če nisi toliko v teh, jaz gledam te, vsi, ki gledajo te announcements, to pač vejo za ta game, ne? Pač ne boš že slišal kar tako, to itak. Ampak meni so na teh eventih, to pokažejo pa to. Piklo si pravi member message, kako vidim, če mi en member je giftu? Ne vem, če si member pa nisi plačal, zdaj imaš member, ja, ne, če si member message porabil.
It was a bit awkward for them. The zone right now is sort of towards that.
Ja, če spremljaš gaming novice, veš o tej igri, definitivno, ja.
In that northeastern hemisphere are gonna have to almost rotate past those.
Ne vem, zakaj sta Mersaš pa bolj, ki bi Malibuka splitala, ampak ta sem pa Mersaš sta zaenkrat na 4. mestu, tako da...
In the midst of a fight right now, the zone pressuring in.
Mahi and Fishy that go down again.
Lugi, nekam pozno si odpisal, kar sem ti prej rekel.
Trying to set themselves up for a much better performance this time around. You can kind of see everybody else in the outskirts trying to find their spot towards the zone. Tayson and Mustache as well.
Ja, Kaysen.
Looking good, looking good. Great rotation from Slappy Shores. They're just trying to get into the zone for now.
No, se je hotel sa tebe,
Trying
Lugi.
to pick something a little bit more unique once they get there, once the next zone reveals itself, but we have to make it
Evo,
there.
a bi rekli, jaz sploh ne maram Harry Potter, pa bi igral to igro. Sej, lik to je fora, folk prav, full teka imajo radi igre zgodbo, single player igre. Vsi pravijo, da... Vsi pravijo, da jim je všeč, zato ker všeč jim je ta magičen svet, ampak Harry Potter jim ni všeč. Všeč jim je pa pač ta svet, v katerem se Harry Potter dogaja. In Hogwarts Legacy je v bistvu pred Harry Potterjem vsem tema, ne? Pač dogajanje v tem svetu, lek zaradi tega. Je folk pa všeč. Pa te zavesti, da dost Britancov ne mara Harry Potterja, ne? Ker sem tam, kjer ga kol vprašal, noben ne mara, presežem. Moraš me message. Moraš biti vsaj 2 meseca member. Evo, gremo do 600 lajkov, ajde, hiter, stisnite like. Če tale stream pride do 1500 lajkov, želim enega iz chata, da mu giftam skin v vrednosti 800 V-bucksov, okej? Ko imam preveč V-bucksov. V redu? Ajde. Bomo iz chata žrebali pol.
And they got a hammer, which definitely helps.
Ne, po vsakmu gameu ne, ampak tako na vsake toliko cajta lahko dam zato, da imam te V-bucks cel let. Še zdaj od Pikilusija prši member message. Še na zdaj. Ampak ja, ti je rekel, da na mail dobiš še tega, kdo gifta. Če Tyson še živ, še. Saj zdi se mi, no. Druga igra, če desno gor vam piše, kjera igra.
Of course, now we actually have, you know, a throwable item that allows you to place down your own bushes. So, an abundance of bush play is something we will see all throughout this major.
Belugi, ti si shit igralec videoiger. Kje si Sion?
But we see a lot of the Bush Warrior augments that you're talking about to regain the HP, the shields, art skill, T-chips. They see in that rotation before, and it worked out for them
Ne, Star Wars tudi meni všeč
very
drugače.
well in terms of a couple of other teams.
T-chips pa art skill ga chillata.
They're like, hey, we've seen somebody else do it. Let's try it out just a little bit.
Če da doner 0,001 evra. Ne, ena je minimalna kalohka. Že Jaka. Tripan Kraken. Ma velik shieldov. Podačila.
VOD review, like Kanata said, on NA East and figure out the strategies game to game, team to team.
Yeah, I don't know if there'll be VOD review in mid-game, the way he was.
Wow, sam tok, malo rajš Hogwarts Legacy gifti. Giftu bi Hogwarts Legacy, če ne bi danes Abi toliko veliko naročila, ko sem šla pit, pa sem zapravil 40 evrov. Ne, hecam se.
He gets knocked in. Seems like it's going to be a quick conclusion to this one. Yes, it will be. Unfortunate for that duo, they did not see it coming.
Če, jaz mislim, da če Tyson pa Mercer šmata Surge, top 3 to sezono kanač.
And that's the thing, man. When you're down on Surge, you don't have the time to prolong yourself in a lot of these fights.
Ni videl enega spodi.
Paco Marine trying to do what they can. They know timing is not on their side. That piece control is going to go
kašem pump.
From the backside.
Ampak ta perk je insane. Danger Hero je insane.
Players games this weekend. Not only lets you regenerate that health, it gives you a little bit of speed boost to move around. Trexer is doing what he can, but you cannot get too separated in these.
Sam sem videl včeraj tvoj Valorant skill.
1 second, one shot to really make the difference.
Yeah, and of course, time ticking. They do have chug splashes.
And delay knockan.
Be some fast action heals. Marine though, really trying to force the issue now. We know how
Oh,
dangerous
box
he
me je
can be.
uletel.
Right in your face, you have to take
Ampak je
that
Danger
out.
Hero
That's what he'll
ni
do.
tu izga drugega rešil.
Big shot
Nakota.
connected.
Ne, Nakota,
And in
Asaja.
fact, they could conclude this fight rather quickly if they could just get that
Oh,
wall and
easy.
connect
GG.
with a shot. Yes. That's exactly what they will do. Nice work there from Paco and Marine.
Ko sta 40 evrov zapravila na kaj, pa se ni bila na kavi. Abi je vzela 2 koktejla, imela so eno pico, jaz sem vzel en brezalkoholni koktejl, pa Fanto, ne Fanto, koliko to free, pa pol je ona še pito vzela. Ampak ona je 2 koktejla alkohola vzela, to je takoj 15 evrov, ani? Torej si pil mix sokov. I guess.
Being victims of Storm Surge as well, they're going to have to think outside the box to try to get the 65 shots.
Look, this is not a team you want to see struggling down
No,
the
not at
surge.
all.
You'd expect them to have to...
Ej, jaz sem nehala pito 2024.
And some extra context here, this is something they have struggled with in the
Se boš hmal. To je zdaj komaj en mesec.
They have struggled with Surge in those, and they've struggled with them so far
Oh,
today.
chat.
Funnily enough, some of their best
Surge, ni Surgea!
came when they were contested off spawn, right? Which
Ona dva rabta Surge hitrejš dobiti, en shot sta, te dva morata tukaj tagat, nujno. O, rip. A je ta zabral Tyson tagi? Ampak tole ni dost. 2 duota morata še umret, da se tale prvi Surge neha. Sicer mata srečo, Merstaš ima perk, augment, s katerim lahko lovi une meduze. Toda bo to vsaj imela neke šilde vedno.
Down below on Surge, that is the most chaotic of situations you can really be in at this stage in the game.
I was thinking right there.
Miha ti bo čestital, ne?
Hiding in the bush, seeing the team down on Surge.
Saj ne verjamem, da ti lahko. Kviz je dobil kill. Merstaš nokan. A bo to slaba igra Tysona in pa Merstaša? Maybe ga lahko Tyson še reza, ni bil še finišan. Evo, Viko z Epic Tacticom zdaj vličuje, če vidite, če imate dober aim, je tudi Epic Tac dober.
Not just in EU, but in the world. He is unreal in those types of situations. And again,
Mislim, da ni bil finišan Merstaš, ker povem, da bo rezan. I'm pro.
International stage. Of course, he can do it in region as well. Trying to find that perfect chemistry along with Kylie. The way they're playing, it's only a matter of time before they take that perfect form. Queasy trying to use what he can of the Bush Warrior augment, try to regenerate the shields, the HP. And there goes another bush for him and V to really utilize here in this situation on the side of the zone as well, so they have plenty of time to work with as the next one is going to pull. Tayson losing Mustache throughout all the below the Storm Surge threshold, so he knows while all this is going down, my job is still not done just yet. I still need to peek, I still need to choose, figure out what shots I'm going to take, all while being pressured by Storm Surge itself.
Ne, Merstaš je bil finišan, Tyson je zdaj solo chat. Brez killov.
You still would love him to have Mustache with him, but we saw the struggles they had with Surge. He has no metal. The materials aren't looking great.
To je zelo problem, če ni Surgea. Tyson vedno dober igra, če ima Surge. Sam zadnje sezone ima problem s Surgeom. Prejšnjo igro sicer, po prvi igri sta bila 4. Vsaj primeru, tako v sezonski finale, če vsak teden prideš v tale weekly finale, 3 weekly finale so, vsak vikend prideš, si definitivno potem v finalu za sezono, tako da.
4 more above towards the north, 2 more directly south, and then the rest of the lobby west in the zone, so there's going to be a good amount of opportunity for players there. But picking your choosing your battle not to get lobby focus is going to be the key. As we've seen Flixie go down early, Cheaton's left by himself.
Tomas Malibuka še oba živa, mislim, da sta kar kill dubla.
That's Vico that's by himself, getting pressured, dropping layer by layer, getting out of there on dodge. Once again, he's just making all the smart plays at the right time, but Thomas not wanting to let him escape.
Hey, Tomas Malibuka sta below Surge. Tudi one dva.
And that's a great refresh for them.
Na Twitchu gledam.
Yeah, of course. And big shots being connected there, or needing to be connected there. But another game, Jacob, where they are down on Surge and Thomas not connecting. That's a rare occurrence, right? You expect to see him hit nothing but headshots typically in these types of situations. These guys need to sort
A
things
res
out
Tenza,
fast.
uf.
They're gonna have
Uf.
to commit a lot of their mats to actually getting and building into zone. There are a lot of eyes on them. And on top of that, they're gonna be taking
Ja, Tenza, poš mogo kupat, ne?
damage. This is not
Kaj je
what
Srč, kaj sploh to pomeni?
goes down.
To ne pomaga, če si above je dober, če ne ni dober.
What is going on with this duo?
Mali buka, dead.
All of their brilliant form leading
Ticaj
up to this
Srču, če, da vam SLO bot napiše, kaj je Storm Surge.
connection, nothing working. And that's the end.
Ali pa klicaj Storm, se
Not
nisem
what
zihar.
you wanting to see. I don't think it's what anybody really expected to see with how they've been performing lately. But almost that trend does continue because when you perform well, in the
evo,
league,
SLO
like
bot vam je
that
napisal.
LCS, that isn't a direct indicator of how you're going to
Tini je
perform.
umrl,
This is a whole
Savage je
different
umrl.
stage, a
Mislim,
whole
da...
different
Aj,
set
daj
of
sem še
nerves.
živ
Even though
slučajno.
these guys are the best
Nisem
of the
zihar,
best in
nisem
their
videl.
region, it's not going to be a cakewalk and you can't pretend it's
Majmo
going to be.
veliko memberjev smo imeli giftanih.
And the rest of this game is certainly not a cakewalk for anybody in it. Even if you are currently in the zone that's pulled towards the south, towards that Citadel area. Still plenty going on. Arsenal up here though, sitting in one of the prime positions in the lobby. Almost sort of the gatekeepers to the zone. Fortunately, there are a bunch of builds that players are able to sort of scurry their way through, and so it restricts their vision just a bit. Hellfire went absolutely ballistic down there, picking up a bunch of the limbs.
Kaj, taj sem preživel ali ne zdaj?
We know that team's looking good.
Iščem ga, po moje je umrl, bil je solo brez. A je?
Could
Še je
get
živ.
just as scary as yesterday. I'm talking little roller coasters.
Če
of
tale perk je
emotions
dejansko
going up
dober,
and
če te
down,
noben ne
the
strela,
surrounding
pa da se
waters,
prevodi za
the hills,
kempaš, imaš neomejeno
so
healov.
many different plateaus. Gotta make sure you have the resources or at least the shockwave hammer
Evo,
to at least deal
Tyson,
with this
samo
madness
dva
that
above.
this team gonna face.
Samo
Above
dva
the
above.
threshold.
Evo, zdaj je dobil še malo damage-a.
Scrapes some
Nima
HP
shieldov,
off,
tako
but
napad.
still not
Bilo je
below
pršil.
the threshold, and he's seen that as
Tako da rab
pretty low, and
nujno-
everybody else is distracted with taking those shots.
Nujno rab dobi damage, 8 bilov.
And if you can just stay alive in this
Neko
game,
kloka, kaj klača tukaj, ja, GG.
go a long way, but
Taj sem Merstaš, ne vem, kjera bota po tele igri, Brastar po prvi igri četrta.
and that's the end of that run.
Še vedno bota verjetno nekje pri top 10 po moje.
In a very similar predicament, right? A solo
Ne vem, koliko
high up in
piksta
the
dobila
standings
tole igra
without their
drugače.
teammate and without much to work with by way of shields, materials, and the
Ti sem
work.
doskrat ne berem, kdo je. Oziroma berem chat, pa pol pogledam.
Down and across waters.
Bolj endgame pol
Goes
ponad spremljam,
back up
resno.
mountains. But I'm hoping somebody here can move
Hey,
out of their
Gapi.
way so they can go ahead and try to find that advantageous position as art skill. Chips finding a little bit of resources in that crevice, quickly healing back up, getting ready for what that next move is going to be. For all those players that are front side of zone, you can stagger themselves as long as possible using the shockwave. Rose and Fire Hunter taking control of their own destiny first. And that is what you call consistency. Winning game number one, setting themselves up for prime position to hopefully take control of this second game.
Yeah, you can see Queasy and V. We saw things didn't quite pan out the way they wanted to last time round. This time round, they're looking to go all in for a moment there. They saw the window, they saw the opportunity, but having the discipline and the patience to leave it once it didn't materialize. Can they stick together? Can they avoid players like this? Two chips jumping into their
Kdo je pa prejšnji prvi? Nek Fire Hunter, to ne vem, kdo je to.
A gift maybe you could say, getting dropped down though. But this is looking much better for that team.
Ne, Tini pa Miša mislim, da sta prej umrla, če se ne motam.
Right in, 41.
Saj pokazali, tako sam neki so imeli bug. Tako dvakrat jih je pokazal, prejšnjo igro pa so videli, da so res prvič umrli. Ampak važno je, če je tukaj, da si čim višji, oziroma če vsak teden prideš v finale, je dobro, ne? Jaz mislim, da za Tinija pa Miša je zelo pomemben, da čim boljš qualifiata, ker maybe ne bo to vsak teden, vsak vikend pa šla v finale, a ne? Okay, son. Savage je še živ, evo, zdaj sta Miša, pa Tini sta zdaj spet kao umrla. Saj se vem, da je to zbaj, mislim, da sta že prej, bomo pogledali, no, to sta bila kao 16 tam nekje, bomo videli, če je to res.
This is what he always gives, V and Queasy. They're not on height. There's
Kao
another duo
Savage
that
še vedno živ.
holds the crown right now.
Nema je to res ali nema, probam jih najdem. Fire Hunter spet na hajtu, že prej sta imela hajt.
Fire Hunter all the way up there, gonna look to hammer his way on to the front.
Ne najdem Savagea, tisto je bilo po moje zbagan.
Position there with his teammate. But you can see so many of our top dogs still in this one, still alive and kicking. For Kami and Seti, can they start to do what they do in the mid
No,
lane?
Veno pa Queasy gresta na hajt, krenkata.
Queasy building up. They've taken high ground away from Fire Hunter and Grols. They might just be able to hold on to it.
Evo, Fire Hunter je umrl od fola.
We've seen it so many times already today. But V and Queasy, they hold on.
Yeah, the Kings of High Ground know better than just to let their backside go for free, but Queasy gets
Saj zato mi je čudan, malo imajo zbagan, kar dvojno kdaj pokaže.
Now he's back up against the wall with SLO trying to get as many points as possible. Tripper's doing that same thing. Gets a big elimination onto Wafa. Shockwave Hammer. That's going to be a big tool for his success.
Tripper dead, oof. Groz. Dosta tedva Groz pa Fire Hunter, chat. Kar prva sta človek. Tole je dead, majster. Ni šans.
No resources, no mass, but now he puts himself backside the zone, sacrificing 10 HP just to get some material to work with.
Yeah, trying to hammer as a precautionary measure. But this is not where he wants to be, no matter what he does now.
Uf, ja, nemogoče, nemogoče. Daj, ampak še vedno top 7. Zdaj se pa Ukrajine. Ja, dober. Ampak tako. Prej jih nikoli nisem videl, to mislim. Bad Sniper je še živ. Ajde, da je izmed bolj znanih. Veno, Queasy, Hyde. Zdaj sta kao prva, one dva. Ne, nista, okej. Ne vem, zakaj piše Team Number 1, maybe za tole igro kao. A za to tudi zasral kaj? Dajok se lepo v kempu v Kovnu. Top 4 situacija, samo še en duo. Edini duo sta Veno in pa Queasy, evo, top 3. A te dva nota gor prišla niti. Evo, probajo dobiti zadnje kile in... Evo, 10 kill win za Queasyja pa Veno ta. GG. GG, ajde da pogledamo lestvico. Po igri številka 2. Majo vsi updatean? Majo. Se pravi, Groz pa Fire Hunter še vedno na prvem mestu, 143 točk. Potem Queasy Veno sta zdaj na drugem mestu, 121 točk, prejšnjo sta slabo odigrala, to zdaj odlično, prva z 7 killi, Tripper, Scrum, tretja, Cheating Plixi, četrta, KPR, Tor, peta, da zdaj najdemo, se pravi, Mersa Štajsa sta padla iz 4. mesta na 12. mesto, ker tele igre nista dobro odigrala, 0 kilo 23, nista imela Surge'a. Tako da to je malo problem, potem da najdemo, evo, Miša, Tini, ja, sta umrla 27, vidite, to je bilo zbagano, oba sta že takrat umrla, sicer imela sta 4 kile, kar je velik, glede na to, da sta bila sam 27, ampak ja, Mali Buka Toma 34, zaenkrat 2 slabi igri za njiju, Idrop Sage 38, tudi 2 slabi igri za njiju. Tako da zdaj čakamo, da bo igra številka 3 chat. Pa gremo naprej na besede. To je sam za njih nekaj zvajan. Tudi za sebi že je dvakrat pokazal Tixon. To je novo logo, tam je bolj všeč kaj sem. Race, R-A-C-E, ok, to je vse. Rear, Acre, Kara, se pravi, X je fake? X je fake, chat, X je fake. X je fake. Skrivna črka pa še ne vemo, kaj je. Probite Racers. Maybe je S skrivna črka, probite. Zakaj je ta za korejsko zastavo? Zato, ker si jo sam izbral na Fortnite trackerju. Le nas jih hvati za sab, pozdravim ScorpLZ. A je ni S ni pol skrita, okej. Kaj bi bila skrita črka? Ajmo chat! Ta tudi ni, okej, če ni raid, predvidevam. Ta ni skrita. Kjer Slovenci igrajo, Miša pa Tine kot duo pa Tyson. Kaj je skrita? Kier. K-E-R, gremo. To, dvoje sem hotel, ja. Archer. A bi s klačom zadnjo besedo, sicer tudi klapsi. On je še kar naprej bil tam zadnjo, tako da... smo prišli na konc. Okej. Ajde, naslednja, ena črka fake, ena skrita. Probajte hide. H-I-G. H-T, da vidimo, če je slučajno H fake. Mislim, če je slučajno še en H. Ampak verjetno ni. Hint. Maybe, H-I-N-T. Probajte hint. Ja, hint bi mogel biti. Hint, ja, okej. Predvidevam, da je en G odveč. Mislim, da je en G odveč. Prav lahko probate ginger. Probajte ginger. Maybe bo, če je razkrit. Probajte ginger. Ni ginger, okej. Fighting. Se pravi, skrita črka je I, chat. Skrita črka je I. E je fake. E je fake. Okej. Danica kar fighting ugotovila. Danica, golfaš ti? Gifting. Jusko definitivno čita. Ona zna angleško. Kaj bi bilo še tamle? Zadnja je ali na H ali pa na T, chat. Ne, na I je. Ne, I ali pa ne, tudi lahko so hotel reči. Ja, 3 leveli. Ajde, imamo čas še za eno, pa verjetno igra številka 3, chat. Ajde, pa sinete like. Če pridemo slučajno do konca tega streama od 1500 lajkov, giftam skin, tako da bodo bolj pridni za lajkat. Kaj gre naprej? Noč jih ne gre naprej. Gre se sam, da točke dobiš. Višji ka plejsaš, več točk dobiš in na konc top 50 playerjev, oziroma malo manj, ker pol imajo še nekaj reboot session ali kakor nekaj tasga. Top pač recimo 50, no, jih gre pol v sezonski finale, glede po točkah. Če vsak teden, 3 tedni so prideš v finale, tale weekly finale, mislim, da imaš garantiran spot na sezonskem finalu. Empty, Ment, Minti, M-E. A je skrita črka, chat. A je skrita črka. Ne vem, zakaj je tamle že ne kaže, če smo ugotovili. A je skrita črka. Fake pa je F. F je fake. Fucking Jusko, presežem. F je fake. F je fake. Pa A je skrita. Na Jusko, kaj to pomeni, mi razlaš? Jusko, kaj to pomeni? Kaj to pomeni, kaj si dal, to zgorno? Team pen, ali kvaj to? Time pen, sploh ne vem, kvaj to. Kvaj to? Jusko ga čita, model. Kvaj to sploh pomeni? Ne ve, kaj je Enpit, veva, kaj je team pen, saj to. To je na uhi, zdaj še osrčat, sploh... Ne verjamo. Majster je še osrčat, ni šans, da veš to. To še v slovenščini ne veš, Juško, dej ne seri, no. Še v slovenščini ne veš. Kvaga ta Juško golfa, pa to ne moreš verjet. To ne moreš verjet. O moj bog.
doesn't have to
Znači,
wait
igra
too
številka
long.
3.
Number 3 is upon us.
Če en menedžer, moderator da nam ne broj, če hvala.
Giving everybody that chance.
To je gote, da nam jaz le se ukvarjati, hvala.
Couple extra seconds to work with.
Ne vem, kdo to dela, ampak unke to dela, definitivno obdrži tega ekstra moderatorja. Če, jaz sem sam depan.
Does look like this time around they said not again. We've had a couple of games not go our way because of this off-spawn battle, and you already see a huge change up before our eyes.
We're seeing a 50-50 drop here between QB and Marco, Trippin and Scram. Are we going to see a repeat of last game? Will Scram and Trippin come out on top? It doesn't look like they're that way. Trippin goes
Ja,
down
bi,
early.
res je.
Marco doing what he wasn't able to do last time, and maybe even
Tenza, a ti spreminjaš.
a brace for Marco.
Trippern že dead.
I know that pain. You go in, expect, anything. You get a mini, not anything to work with. Steno and Lushi, Clement and Deciptos. Another huge adaptation coming right out of the gates. And I like it. Because you can't expect to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. That would be called insanity. And I don't think anybody here is too insane unless you're talking about their skills when it comes to Fortnite as Fire Hunter and Grolls.
To je res čuden, Tenza. Zakaj niso na PC-ju naredili? Fire Hunter pa Gross, tiste dva, ki sta na prvem mestu po prvih dveh igrah.
You do have to switch something up.
Jusko ni čito, ni, ne?
Afford to just keep doing the same thing like you said. That would be insane.
Ne, Jusko, da boš povedal.
Smoky and Swizzy though, they'll be hoping they can finally show off what the Asian region can do. They've been impressive in some of the Elite Cup competitions, but so far today, 2 games that weren't the most impressive. And Skyzoo and Double have been definitely making it a lot more difficult for them. Making them have to work.
Veš, si boš mogel še malo prislužati. Ti si nov moderator, tako da.
Like this one, eye drop. Looks like he's by himself, probably losing Mr. Savage early
Tini,
on.
taj sem pa mišal so v finalu od Slovencev.
Trying to go ahead.
Eye drop Savage, eye drop je dead. Mislim, Savage je dead. Čet, samo 8 točk vlada, nekaj. Savage vedno prije v finale, ampak Boba nikoli dobro ne igra. Skozi je kontestan. Ne vem, stari.
That's going to be the scenario, but I don't know if they want to let this free 4 points, this free elimination go easy, and I use that for free loosely because we know how dangerous eye drop
Okay, slišal tam. Malo se je šel s pištolcem v direktno faco in ga dobil.
Right out of the gate. You don't even need a Thunder. You don't need a Maven sometimes. That new pistol is basically ready. A tactical pistol, semi-automatic. You can kind of poke people from a distance, or you can probably use it as one of those close range and just stuff them.
To so hejteri.
We talked about whether or not they can start to show us what they can do. A brilliant shot there. And now he has to go help his teammate Shimoki. He's low. Exactly what
Skoraj je umrl.
Taking the brunt of the responsibility there. Lovely stuff from Swizzy.
Koga to strela? Jaz sam upam, da Tyson pa Merstaš zdaj dobita Surge. Glede na to, da tja Lenota vadili dobo kill, vi kot dobo knock. Kvizi Venom zaenkrat največ killov z 11.
Hot on the heels of another team. Towley and his duo, they're just wanting to get that damage, and the damage they will get, you see the shield get ripped off in the blink of an eye. And this is their moment. They're on the outskirts. If you know every single team that is landing
Tražiš narediti, da dobiš moderatora. Definitivno ne sprašovat, če ga lahko dobiš.
The probability of the success coming from it.
Yeah, and Mappy and
Mali Buka. Pa Tomas tukaj le. Pa te dva delata, no. Igrata tenis s playerjem.
Really struggle with Surge. Oh my gosh, they're playing catch. They're playing catch with the knocked body there. That is what you call taunting on the highest of levels.
They're just trying to get their spirits high after those last 2 games.
Major disrespect, though. Major disrespect.
Oh, Veno double kill.
It's V Queasy protecting what's theirs. We know they're uncontested.
Zdaj imaš veliko modov, cel chat modar. Cel chat je modar zato, ker so vsi zdaj prijatelji med sabo in se ful pogovarjajo, kar je čist cool. Ampak nima spet toliko veliko moderatorjev, sam pač te so zelo aktivni. Pač Abi, Tenza, Danica, Quicksti, Jusko, Belugi, Snipez. To so vsi zelo aktivni, pa jih ni toliko veliko. Ampak so skozi na streaming, pa skozi pišejo. Ampak ne rabim več moderatorjev, definitivno. Rabil sem nekaj časa nazaj, zdaj pa top, tako da.
Shields drop, you have to get into his box and try to hold the covers for him. But the shots continue from the distance. It's a team far out in the ocean. Something you wouldn't have expected at this point.
To bom samo moderator vzel, sam nim opustil, ker so skozi streama, ja.
Just there, and only concern for me is the amount of medium ammo. He has 13 left. I don't even know if that's in the
Kvisti, vi se
chamber or
v ta
not, but
step, ali
it's
če
not
te šli
a
na
lot
južno.
nonetheless. It's a deal. No O'Reilly. I expected bigger performances coming
Pozdrav
out of them. It's
Pinča.
one of those duos
Ja,
I was talking about, the duo
Pinči ni z njim
Evans,
prijatelj, Pinči
champion,
nobenega ne mara,
no
ne hecam se.
O'Reilly, one of the superstars of the
Pinči-
region, but yet to hoist
Pinči ni unke skozi piše v chat. Pinči bolj posluša, razen če je Fortnite ponad ne posluša.
Obviously lifted it. No Riley still yet to. He's come very close in the past. I think the big thing here with this team is that they've been hot and cold with some of their performances. Started off this chapter very impressively with some decent performances. But since then, sort of
Vidva s tem, da so ful dobra prijatelja. Vidva sta BFF, ja.
one of them crazy match histories where they come 38th one game, then get a
Best fuck frienda,
elimination
kaj?
game, right? And then, you know, maybe 22nd the next game, and then like a third place game, right? It's always going to be on and off for them, so we'll still wait for...
No, tajt, ma ne delam neki full collabov, zato ker itak
Great shots by Cheat.
doskrat folk izkorišča in ja.
Gonna use that shield keg, get his
Kva ti
shields
govoriš?
up.
Ja, kva govorim?
Look to trade more shots, just like Ref's Guard and Hellfire, but minus the shield keg, so they have to be very, very careful of incoming fire. But if you look at their positions, separated, and a lot of ground between the two because they just want to cover more ground. But Malabuka does go down to user in the feed. The struggles continue for them and Thomas HD. And it's only a matter of time here as Hellfire and Ref's Guard, they're just collecting the surge.
Yeah, and that right there for Malabuka is karma, right? We saw how they were taunting, we saw how they were boasting, and now in a
Hey, Malabuka is
situation
dead.
where Thomas has to try clutch up.
Okay, solo
If
bow.
he can win the game, that would be huge, but if not, that would be a disappointing game. Number 3,
Se to palc.
really connect with the shot. Both players just sort of dancing around these builds.
Like Thomas just following him, right above him, hunting him, trying not to let his position escape. As users trying to build more real estate. 2 boxes wide, Thomas still hot on the heels. And this is where Thomas has to slowly but surely start to begin to take away these pieces, take away
To je sploh ne vem, kako se fajta chat tako v tej situaciji. Ker 100 buildov tam, no sej Thomas tudi samo kol malo laufa, pa proba kit malo postaviti stvari.
Quickly gets right out of there. That was almost a bad situation as the pieces started to go the other way. Thomas, but the relentless pressure from him. He knows exactly what he has to do, and the way he's doing it, he's quickly hitting the walls, backing off, hitting the walls. He's making sure to keep his opponent guessing as well.
Yeah, he's reading user pretty well in this fight. The problem is, though, is that, you know, nobody really taking that risk, that chance to go all the way on in. Thomas is going to always wait for that.
Če no,
perfect
najso sem
moment.
napisal, da je boljš, če nisva skap okolo tako kada to, zato ker preveč stvari se pol govori vmes. A veš, jaz govorim, on govori, pa še tukaj na streamu te, ki govorijo. In se nobenega ne zastop.
They want to get things over and done with. They want to start to control the pace of it. And Thomas might play that right into his hands. You can see he's almost waiting for him to break that wall and edit his stare so he can hit a shot. No, user going to back away. So again, both players being very cautious
Thomas.
in their approach.
Da vidimo, če bo Thomas zmagal ta fight ali ne.
The thing about this one is the longer they take, because they're not exactly center of center zone, but
Treba se da še 3 ure fightala model.
everybody else. So the longer they take, especially with the zone pulling south, other teams are going to begin to cross this path. It's going to get much harder for them to kind of continue on with what they're doing. So they need to close this fight. They need to close it out as quick as possible. Otherwise, it might turn into a nightmare.
Yeah, I think at this stage,
Teraz so
whoever
ta-
comes out on top,
To tle nima veze več,
last
presežem.
battle. You'd like to think it would be Thomas coming out on top. The hammer actually perfectly timed to get him out of the box. The user did a great job to sort of just box him in and get him
Grifajo
on the
se.
right angle. But again, it is just not a winning situation
Oh.
for anyone really.
En lep pampič, mora paziti, ker je lahko one shot, čeprav ne vem, koliko zelen naredi max.
Hits him in the toes. Not too much shield, not too much to worry about for Thomas. One
Če
flash.
še Thomas zgubi, ima da dajo karmo, ja. A je tale bil uz, a njegovega od tega duota sta tam metala, a ne? In majster jih 1v2 skorda. Insane.
And the thing is when
To pa
do
je
you
karma,
give
to
up
pa
on a
je
fight
karma.
like this? You've expended so many
Živijo,
resources,
folks.
so many matches,
Saj kam je dead, nisem videl.
Heals as well.
Well, look, at this
Ona dva itak vedno sam finale dobro igrata.
Okay, I can get that.
Pač finale sezonski.
way, you can't just throw
Miša je double kill chat, to je slovenski Miša, ne, če se ne motam.
his knocked body
Ja se edini
and
Miša
get
po
away.
moje.
I will fight you till this game ends. if I have to.
I like that because that makes me feel a little bit more confident. If I have you on my side, if
Tini je dubo pola finish, evo.
Levin won't let that slide. My confidence has just been boosted. I feel myself growing inches.
Vse se suva. Pro, box spirit. Lep pump Thomas, ampak mora pazat.
Trying to take advantage, quickly backing off. He knows he doesn't have a
Ilana
ton
je
of
se?
build to continue work with. From over
Oba se healata. On ima še Danger Hero. Danger Hero je broken, chat.
One of the longest fights that we have seen in a long time, and that danger of other teams moving in is slowly coming to fruition. You're seeing the third parties in the distance. They haven't taken shots just yet, but you see in a big fight like this, you see it in the distance, it almost piques your curiosity to go in.
Lepo ga je tle. Skor dubu. Ampak itak ima Danger Hero, tako da bo nazaj na 150.
Just constantly going at each other, right? Like just.
Ampak tudi ne.
Back and forth, that pendulum.
In ga je dol. In pol mu pleše.
Somebody wins the fight. Thomas HD cleans it up. That's the entertainment we watch.
A mi če dol še en kill. Okay, nice.
For his efforts, and we miss so much. Thank gosh we have Taco to cover up some of what we miss in here from Queasy and V.
Listen, I don't think it was just Thomas that was going on a little bit of a journey there. In fact, we saw V utilizing some of the natural launch pads right north of Bastion in order to do a little bit of scouting activity, and when he realized that he had a prime opportunity to isolate an individual, look for an elim opportunity, pushing them inside of the boat on his lonesome, but he knew he had it clear secure and did a fantastic job of making sure to clean it up.
Če Tomas v kjerom timu pojma nimam.
Yeah, that's a different level of confidence, right?
Tyson! Evo, Tyson Merstaš, hvala Bogu zdaj above search.
In all of Fortnite, you're just like,
Lepo videti. Tako da tole imata spet lahko ena igra, da dobro odigrata. Merstaš, Hammer, Tyson nima, ampak če ima eden je v redu, znajo rotirati, tako da enega pošle naprej, tako da ni panike. Že folks.
That's mine. That was mine. I used that in game 1. You can't be taking that. And I do like what Taco was saying. Those static launch pads in multiple positions around the
Far
map.
Hunter pa Gross tudi above search. Zaenkrat verjetno še vedno držita prvo mesto, oziroma tam le kaže, da ga držita, tako da. Ok, zdaj bil krekan. Nimata veliko šilov, to je edina stvar. Ima enega minija pa enega biga. Ne vem sicer kako ima Gross. Že Jaka. Če ni čudno, da ni v timu, ker je skozi toksik, ma to nima veze tle, da si v igri toksik. Pa itak, večina e-športnih ekip gre ven iz Fortnite, zato ker ne dobijo nič ven od tega. Evo ga, Belugi. Ne, Belusi chat. Belugi je slabo v igrcah. On ne bi tle igral.
Has to quickly follow suit on the Vortex so they can try to get out. Overstaying in this spot. Just asking for bad things to happen. His ref scar and Hellfire just outside his zone, 189 above the damage threshold. Just picking and choosing right now. They're seeing a full bunch of teams on the north side of them, and that one team being annoying. Trying to
pa Tyson zaegra 20. mestu, Miša pa Tini nekje na 28. ali kako. Zaenkrat nisem imela nobene dobre igre še.
I like what I'm seeing so far for Queasy and V today. We've seen them countless times in these.
Ker rečemo vi, dejansko ga ne kliče več Veno, ampak jaz vem, da on ne mora biti Tundra vedno, ker je predolg ime, ali? Ne, čeprav ni šans, da je predolg ime.
So it gives them the freedom to do that. This game, not as high up above the threshold as we're used to seeing them in some of these, but they're only ever a couple moments away from being able to be a significant amount above when you've got the
firepower. Kad mi PlayStation 5 da igram 120 FPS qualifyam. Boš, ne?
Speaking of firepower.
Še da človek baš lahko za me, okej. Tini je dubo še en knock chat. Maybe bo to tista igra Tinija pa Miša. Evo, dobro sta kill. Sicer, Tini pa Miša imata veliko killov v mid-gameu, pa early game. Sam nikoli ne pride to endgame.
Directly into the zone, not too much contest in there. But a team that's going to be gatekeeping, watching everybody trying to find that sweet spot out there.
Da sta si naredila cel Porta Fortress.
And this is where they're just immediately dropping down, passing over the hills and trying to...
Tyson je verjetno tale vijolčan na desni strani, chat. Tole je Tyson. 100% zaradi tega, ker sta skupaj hammerala tudi, če se ne motim. Saj tako izgleda.
You see the splashes on the ground. Big pot there is going to be extra. And just look at the amount of information they're able to gather here.
Yeah, and this with third zone pulling back the way it did towards the north after pulling south a couple times earlier zones. This is going to be one of them games where your ability to box fight for Surge is going to be super important. So many players are going to be congested with each other. for the players who wanted to play dead side, like the Queasy and V's of the world, you know, it's going to be a lot harder.
Abi, a nisem rekel, da boš začela delati za seminarsko, no?
Situations like this, cheating and flicksy, where players
Ne bom ti dovolil, da si hoš Diablo ta.
trapped
Da
around
si sama
the
rekla, da si ga prvoščaš seminarsko zdaj, da večinoma narediš v tem tednu. Ne pogovarjaj se v chatu.
7 of the 33 teams in close
Ja, rekla mi je, ko
proximity.
hoče začeti delati in pol je skozi v chatu, evo, in kar
Is
time
going
outu.
to get eliminated, sent back to the lobby, so it's all up to Firehunter in that position.
Zvo reče tenis, Eals
They
i
possibly got
Tini,
taken out. You're
Tini.
thinking your ultimate high ground, over peek through the cone, get eliminated. He doesn't have a ton of heals to work with. Obviously, we're trying to look for scraps left
Čad, jaz
behind.
si sam pomagam, da ne bo pa spet jezna pa depresivna, ko mogla vse v enem tednu narediti.
Decepto's gonna go down. Ryan's putting the pressure there. Multiple teams.
Saj sem, Danica. Zdaj sem dober naredil. Če mi je preksa bila na pijači rekla, kako mora začeti zdaj nujno delati. Tem zdaj še Danica timeout, honestno. A ja, tem zelo zdaj timeouta, madaj.
This is what happened.
Tini je dead, chat, Tini je dead.
Zones.
Nisem videl, da je Miša tudi dead.
They're no strangers to chaos. We obviously saw Diox last game playing as a solo in
No,
endgame.
Abi,
He hit a couple big shots. but
zdaj pa Jusko
both
timeoutu.
of them are- oh, dearie me. Yeah, this is not ideal. Queasy is down
Queasy dead.
again.
Teka pred Tysonom umrejo je dober, ne za Tysona.
A team that isn't too bad, if I do say so myself. And unfortunately, Queasy will suffer as a result of it. I'm sure that again they'll be feeling hard down by not having hammers and whatnot.
Real guy.
By the end of the day, V still has a journey to go in this game.
I'm a little scared, a little nervous. No shockwave hammer. Perfect rotational item for a solo. Don't have to worry about your duo going
Ele,
along
może
with
nie to
you.
użyć Magical.
Just bounce back and forth, front side, back side of zone. So you find that spot of comfortability as V's just trying to box up.
Uf.
Build
Vena
himself
próba
some space to work
dobivat.
with. As he continues to
Sorry,
fire,
Stege.
243 above the damage threshold, but some more meters to go before he's actually inside of the zone and going from bush to bush, using every single bit of cover to his advantage. Just
Kaj
like
tam
Protein
kanem buška
and
se premika,
Bad
kaj je to?
using the cover that they have.
Tole je
Built
tretja igra,
themselves,
chat, tretja
edge of
igra.
zone, not too many
Desno
players
gor
nearby,
piše.
But 102 above the damage threshold. They're trying to look as they continue to fall what their next play is going to be. Do I go for shots? Do I wait for the next rotation?
Hej, to se umrl, nisem videl.
There's so many players going down right now that it's almost impossible to
Like
keep
a
track of
magical.
all of them. I think I'm seeing Badil and O'Reilly falling all over the place. Yeah, those guys are out.
But deal dead.
A lot of
Zdaj me
players
kje je
struggling
Tyson.
to deal
A, Miša je še živ, samo Tini je dead.
repercussions of the way the zones is pulled. Fire Hunter, he doesn't even have growls within this game.
Jusko, nič ne dobiš.
And so I'm sure any sort of hype push we see this game from him would be incredibly ambitious.
I'm here.
Pač to ni bil prav buš, ko
I'm
jih
here
si to
for an
mislim.
ambitious game out of Fire Hunter.
Ampak nekaj drugega sem mislil, kot pač.
Like you mentioned,
Neko za
right,
tista
when
živa
you're
meja.
solo in this meta,
Tyson, Merster sta dubla zone, chat.
because even
Saj
if
zdi se
you're
mi.
solo, yeah, sure, it's
Zdi
different.
se
You
mi.
don't have your duo partner, but a hammer just allows for flexibility in your playstyle that really
Magical,
allows
zdaj te
solos
bom
to sort of
čunoštih.
get away with a lot in these kind of lobbies.
Tako sta polovila teh ribic, no?
As a solo,
Čilata.
dare I say, you're just doomed at this point.
Yeah, Taco said it yesterday during NAE. It's like a get out of jail free card. And for a lot of these players, being a solo and a duo,
Zdaj razmišljam, da bi Jusko to vzel moda.
need that. And for V, yeah, it's
Ne.
a different type of item. Cow catchers. They
Belugi
break
pa
the wall,
Snipez
can't
sta malo
build,
pod
so
vprašanjem, ker
he's
čudne
able to
stvari
surprise
pišeta
a
v chat
solo,
kdaj.
Surprise a duo, land the necessary shots. It could be something he's after, and hopefully they have a shockwave hammer.
To
he
nie
can
jest
pick up,
Juszka.
But on board Janice and Reason. Team, I'm waiting to really come online, take full form. They're still down on Surge, 91 below, using the chili chug splashes, getting the HP up, but not able to utilize the other effect, the speed boost to come for them because they're still stuck trying to fire off the shot.
Mali Buka dobil kill.
Meanwhile, they still
Če,
have
če
to
sem mu
challenge
vzjava
zone.
to,
Yeah, they are not in the best.
ga itak nazaj
positions
dobo
right now.
takoj. To je drugače.
Or gonna just try to ramp his way on up, and it's very similar to what we saw them do in game one, right? In terms of just getting into fifth zone, ramping up, staying on an elevator.
Pa mi zdaj dvojni vas spamate, what?
And even though they
Za
commit
kva?
some mats to do it,
A za Snipes pa Belugi, ali kva?
them an extra level of safety and security that they wouldn't have had if they just sort of run their way on in. The question is, can they use this position now and take advantage of that?
Firehunter tle solo na hajtu. Pa dejansko samo v voodoo model. Below Surge! To je zelo dobro za Tysa, Verstaša, ker pač tega sta prva, ne? Za vse pač je to valjda dober, da ne odigrata 3 igre zapored dober. Evo, 9 Surge-a below. Zdaj ga bo edital dol, maybe Tyson ga edital dol. To je zdaj mali buke duo, Thomas HDA od mali buke duo, od Merstaša pa Tyson. Tundra Veno še vedno živ kot solo.
Yeah, he's trying to break his way through a bunch of different builds.
Below Surge najde Hammer, kar je zelo dober za njega. Hammer je insane, da je najdu tukaj, random. Ali pa ga je mogoče prej videl, ne vem, če je random. Že od deda. Pa ni to Magical Guardian, no. Ne mogu verjeti. Malibuka še en kill, ali?
So after that prolonged fight, using all the resources, you see what it really cost him at the end of the day.
Firehunter tukaj, le koliko ima White Killov. Še Hammer ima tle, chilla.
Finding the shockwave hammer just like V did moments ago. He's not using it just yet. He knows he's trying to stagger himself, not give up the audio cue, because he's a solo. He doesn't want to give up that information up to anybody. Finds himself just a little crevice to work with. Zone pulling back. This was
Vijo Kylie na hajtu. Sej taj se še živo, nisem ga videl, chat. A ste ga videl, Ket? Mislim, da še nisem videl, da je umrl. Kaj, Tyson je dead? Ja, GG, nisem videl. Kdaj je umrl? To je spet ena slaba. Dobro, okej, Merstaš je še živ. Merstaš še klača to, tako ga je prej Tyson. Merstaš še klača, ajde Merstaš. Ti si god. Znaš klačat. Veno dead. Firehunter še kar živ kot solo. Uf. Merstaš direkt nad njemu.
Ninth wonder of the world, you might as well call him at this point.
Ko je ta model še živ, no?
He needs to work with, has to try to find some HP, whether it's in the form of a refresh or scavenge items on the ground. Being patient as can be. Does he hear that team slowly but surely coming behind? Mandelik's trying to pop the med kit, but nobody's giving him the time. Pressure coming from all angles. Drop down just a layer while resuming that med kit. He needs to be
Firehunter je končno umrl. Top 13 zaenkrat za Tysona pa Merstaša, oziroma Tyson dead. Merstaš zdaj proba solo klačat. In Merstaš je lihkar bil zelo pampan sa strani Janisa. Merstaš dead. Top 11, mislim da je Merstaš umrl. Ja. 11 je Merstaš umrl, ali pa 13. 12, 11, 20, 13, nekaj tazga. Tako da ni spet najboljša igra za Tysona, pa Merstaša mrčkam boljša ka prejšnja, ne toliko dobra ka prva.
Fury will fall at the hands of Paco. He's able to mantle his way back up. That was a very awkward situation, but he makes the best of it. And here, exactly what we can expect him to do. Use his med bitch just to buy some time. Players are going to start falling. He's going to keep on rising in the leaderboard. And that's exactly what he wants right now.
Into the top 10 situation. Clown lost Frey literally just seconds ago. Trying to hold on to the high ground as long as possible. Running out of builds on their way there. Drop down to
Cena je vsak teden, Jaka. Sam pač imel sem en tim pa pol, nisem dobil drugega, ampak vse smo dobro igrali. Samo če smo šli late.
As Bad Sniper does go down, Lanier trying to shockwave to the front side of zone. You said it yourself. Plenty of solos utilizing the shockwave hammer, creating chaos for everyone around him, trying to outlast and grab those placement points.
Yeah, just searching around. Looking at every single different angle out of that box. We're seeing down below, Diox and Mappy, one of the few remaining duos in this game, having their fair share of struggles. JJ Tudo and Glubsheet, two players who have been getting themselves more involved in the FNCS competition.
A to so določili duo, a se sami zbirajo? Sami se zbirajo, nikoli ni določen. Sami se dobijo, pa sami igrajo pač drug z drugim. Tok solo to je, zaradi teh hammerjev je tok solo to v endgameu chat, da je insane.
Kyoto still on this layer though, and he has to try to clear him out. He knows he's behind that wall, sees him behind the wood, and he needs to connect.
Faul je 2 šota, sicer ma Danger Hero, ampak ni dost.
And so Mappy still has a chance to take him out.
He has to be patient here. Mappy had 11 splashes to work with. He can get out of here alive, but it's JJ2 and Glubski in a 1v2 situation.
Evo, 1v2 ni šans da Piotr zmaga to, ali? Ja, GG. Glavši pa JJ2 zmagala igro številka 3. Evo. Pogledamo lestvico. Djoks pa Mapi sta zdaj na prvem mestu. 13 kg tretja sta bila, ok, insane. Kefi, Artur druga. I guess killi jo nosijo naprej. Killi so full vredni chat, 4 pike. Gross, Firehunter tretja, Quiziveno četrta. Mersta Štajsa sta zdaj, evo, prišla na 6. mesto iz 20, pa s tem sta bila samo 12. Z enim kilom. Tako da, to je zelo dober. Višji, ki sta boljše, če slučajno kakšen teden ne prideta v weekly finale. Ampak mislim, da to bo to vse. Tako da, ja, imamo, lih na polovici smo, chat, lih na polovici smo. Jusko, ugibi, sam go fat. Najkrajša beseda je zdaj s 5 črkami, chat. S 5 črkami. Pa še vprašaji so zdaj. Rubus je dal Blaž, Blaž je dal Rubus. Rubus, Jankezi. A zdaj še Abi nimamo, ne, pa Danice. Ko se gre v grand finale, po točkah se gre. Točke dobivaš, boljška plejsaš, več točk dobiš, kakor PR, recimo. Zdaj, ki imajo top 50 točk, igrajo grand finale te sezone. V grand finalu te sezone tiskaj prvi gre na LAN, ki bo konec leta. Ma garantiran spot že. Jusko že igra, evo ga. Auburn. Auburn pa Burans. Pa kaj je to Jusko? Čet, ne mi zdaj propada. Sicer, od level 20 naprej je zelo težko. Jaz sem v redu, Oktavian. Zdaj boste videli, zdaj se pripravite. Evo, B je skrivna črka, H je fake. Pa B-ja sta. Mislim, da smo kar zgubali. Slabi ste, chat, slabi ste. A grete uno, kariše, ajde. Dajca, se ne moraš ti učiti. Te zarih, da se moraš učiti. Chat, brba. A tle pa ne moš goljufati Jusko drugače, ali? Ajde, da vidimo. Ja, kar paper je, kar tako je najdo, okej. Orange juice. Thinking. Smart. Greater, G-R-A-T-E-R. G-R-A-T-E-R. A pa čist greater. Hipo. Ja, je greater, tako, bravo. Sad. Crying, depressed. Aj horse rider pravilno, se ne vem. Ne, mogoče krokodil. Po levo gor, če ni hipo. Ali še eno moramo ugotoviti. Sweat. Seasons. Pa to je hipo model, kako ni to hipo? En je narobe napisal hipo, pa očitno prej včeraj sem prebral. Whisky, nice. Pa je to levo spodi. Naredili smo. Naredili smo, bravo, chat. Gremo v igro številka 4, ajmo. Vsi gala v chat, preden bomo roli chat. Vsi gala.
Queasy and V uncontested yet again, and you can kind of see towards the first game they land close by. They want to make sure nobody's threatening their loot, and as soon as they find that comfortability, they begin to split further and further away. So that way they just get even more loot than ever before. As Grolls, Fire Hunter, and it almost leads me to question: is this a switch up of a drop spot? Were they landing towards Brutal Bastion before?
It is a bit of a change. You're seeing Floki. I'm not sure if he's expecting them here whatsoever. He is sort of moving about completely unawares. And now finally realizing...
Videl jih je.
He's able to sort of build his way out
Sam je Floki tukaj.
just briefly. But nevertheless, they're just going to keep it moving. They're going to keep pushing him. His teammate is nowhere to be found. Floki, you've got to think, is only a matter of moments away from being completely taken out of this one.
Fire Hunter je dubu. Floki je 1v2-ju.
How has he managed to win
Alo. 1v2-ju je.
expect a player to completely just
Insane.
fall to their knees and surrender?
Miša je kill dubu, nisem videl.
Floki creating space with his builds, isolating a 1v1 situation, hitting a massive shot there onto Fire Hunter, mantling up and dealing with Grolls appropriately. Wow, what a player.
That's a huge confidence
Insane,
boost.
insane.
You get the
Ja,
surge.
Mercer
That could
Tyson.
be the moment that they had right there is, I do believe, you know, don't quote me on that, but Grolls and Fire Hunter trying to have some sort of trick underneath their sleeve, dropping on a team right out of the gate. That they
Zdaj čez drug stran, da ni eventa več.
You gotta give them all the credit in the world.
Ja.
But on over this one,
Danes sem po
Mercer
dolgem
Savage,
času lahko šel na pijačo, malo zavi, se malo z njo pogovarjal, malo se sprostil, pobril se, suširil se,
that build from being able to be placed, but not going a little too
šel
deep there.
spat,
Yeah, when I see Osborne
za eno urco še,
I always think to myself, look,
naredil sponske stvari, tako da me ni strah, da jih ne bi naredil.
actually benefiting from this fight. Mr. Savage and I dropped 30 seconds.
Ne, tem, zatočeril sem se po fitnessu sam.
Really is, you know,
Doma nisem imel cajta sploh.
amazingly.
Pa sem se pač, po fitnessu sem se vedno. Pač zato, ker se tam tuširam.
Looking to third party this fight, but for both teams,
Ampak od fitnessa se pa nisem, ja.
to nothing. And it's a shame when you get these sort of situations, right? You almost think someone needs to put their pride aside and just leave. But we know that's never going to happen in Fortnite.
No, these guys practice hours,
Te bomboni so god.
days, weeks, months in their drop spots. Trying to
Če vem, da ni lih zdravo, ampak glej, danes si prvoščam, si zaslužim.
Right out of the gates. As Savage getting pressured from underneath.
Pa Quixi se še vedno... Tukaj skoraj danes čas ga preživela, nisva po celom tednu skupaj. 4 ure sem se skozi pogovarjala. Tini je dobil 2 kila. Vidimo Savage eye drop. Če zmaga za tole. Jusko, giftu si mi 170 memberjev, ne govori o tem. Kaj ti zdaj rekel, da se zvečer ne tuširaš? Jaz se... Včasih sem se vedno zvečer namesto zjutraj. Zdaj mislim, da se zjutraj ponavadi tuširam. Aj, že ne vem. Večkrat se zjutraj zdaj, ja. Sam itak, ko v fitness hodam, se itak pač po fitnessu, a ne? Pa če kam grem, včasih sem se recimo zvečer, a ne? Ampak zdaj, če kam grem, se vedno zjutraj. Pa, da smrdim, kaj grem... Pa, ne. Itak se vedno slušam, Savage je spet dan. Itak se vedno tuširam po treningu pa to. Doma pa itak ne švicam.
But again, just getting out.
It almost looks like they're forcing. They're standing on the capture point and forcing Mr.
Pač včasih sem pa itak basket treniral, ne? Pa sem se itak po treningu vedno stuširal. Pa se nisem pol zjutraj. Zdaj, če nikamor ne rabam iti, pa če nimam fitnessa, itak ne rabam. Ker sem itak doma skozi. Drugače pa po fitnessu. Aba pa če zjutraj, kam grem se zjutraj.
Great shot. There goes another one.
Grant, he's not going to go out without a fight.
3rd and 4th place are down. Gives room for Queasy and B in 5th place to try to move up. You know how
Da se kdaj tuširal zmrzlo vodo? Ja, velikrat.
Art skill and T-chips rotating past Brutal Bastion. And with the Shockwave Hammer in hand, they have their mobility ready. And I love how they're not going into Brutal
Kada nikoli ne zašvicaš pol.
static launch pads.
Sam polet, če zašvicam. Takrat se pa itak stuširam, če švicam se pa itak stuširam, a ne? Ampak, drugače ne še švicam, nekaj itak imam klimo povsod, če rabam.
I like this. Regular strategy here. Building up, getting the storm surge. Very little to worry about.
Zvrelo vodo, tudi to sem se. Sam pač moraš delati do tega, da priješ do vrele. Najte sam v chat moraš pisati, da v igre lahko igraš. Sam v chat pišeš. Odgovore. Največko, klima v sobi, klima v studiu, vse druge me pa doma itak nikoli ni. A sem v sobi, a pa tle.
We know they like to take these sort of isolated fights, edge of the zone, edge of the map. And then one against Vidil and O'Reilly, 2 decent fighters in their own rights. But V is actually down. And that's not what you want to see if you're Queasy. You're hoping he's going to be the one to pick up all the limbs even. But Queasy in a 1v2 against 2 very, very angry Germans. There might not be...
Ja, Jusko, jaz sem bil tudi samo v sobi, dokaj nisem studija naredil, a ne?
In the next couple of moments, you've got to think so.
We've got more people trying to move in. Third party this one. This could be bad news bears for everybody
Oh,
involved.
Bojan Slovenci.
No Riley and Vidil continuously hot on the heels of Queasy. We've seen plenty of 2v1s go down before. Queasy could add just another number to this one. Great shot landed on Noah Riley.
Wow.
Uf, Vadil nokan.
This is huge, and there goes Vico and Kylie slowly but surely moving in. That
Pa third
This
party.
could be a great opportunity for Queasy to try to get out alive. Use this as a distraction, grab V's cars, and just run. If Vico lets you.
Does no Riley know though? Does he know? I don't think he does.
Ni šans, da na ove.
Television on Queasy, who's directly in front of him. Maybe now he gets the sound cue. Yep, he does. You've got to think so. As they start to now get aggressive on towards him. It looks like they will try pushing on O'Reilly. Queasy though is finally starting to get out. You can see him using that hammer to get away. Vico won't connect with any shots. And so what was looking like such a good situation for O'Reilly and Vidil, an opportunity for them to have a major upset.
Ne, Quixty, jaz mislim, da je Jusko skrivni milijonar.
for Noah Riley. Queasy's still in the area.
Samo on čaka na te evente zato, da pač mi trpimo.
Blessing. This is literally a blessing for Queasy if he was able to get V's card. Because now, with all this chaos, another team, a fourth party moving in. It's his chance to
Kar še en tim je prišel, kva je to? Koliko ima Viko srečo, ta Danger Hero je insane.
Finally gets knocked down. Noah Riley with his back up against the wall from one team to the next, trying to make it happen. As Vico not cleaned up just yet. Still the 1v1. Kylie trying to do all he can. Noah Riley not backing down.
Lep piece control.
Does it again. I said we
Novo 1v2. Pa zdaj mora še enega 1v2 narediti.
My favorite regions.
What have I just seen from Noah Riley? A 1v2
Drugi 1v2, chat, tole igra.
against two of the best fighters in EU. That is no easy task whatsoever. The job is not finished though.
Ne, Tyson mislim, da še živ. Mislim, da je še živ.
Hey, if he goes now, this is the perfect opportunity to try and pounce. They are weak. They did take a lot of damage to the zone, waiting for this moment right here. But Noah Riley
Noah nima white healov, kar je zelo slabo.
to regenerate here. But anyway, so the longer this fight goes, the more danger it's going to be for him as they're hovering over, trying to put that pressure, dropping down a couple layers. But Noah Riley trying to keep him guessing. The offensive maneuver is going to get blocked off. No entry to that high ground for now. This one is going to continue on.
If he 1v2s these guys, I'm
Te da staš na tle.
Would that count as a
Third
1v4 or
party
two
at-
1v2s?
It's two 1v2s, but we're just calling him the GOAT regardless. I'm leaving. If he 1v2s, I'm leaving. I'm out.
Goat Riley. New name coming out.
Imagine da Thomas to plača, ni šans.
Shockwave hammer getting
Ne bo.
tagged up. Options
Nima
being limited,
mecov.
Builds getting destroyed. And you
Te
can
sta
kinda
bilo,
see
a se sta
Riley
above.
getting so active to
A se
take
ima
him
izpačal
down.
to i to
600
zone,
above
da
the
sta
damage
zgubila vse
threshold
hile
now.
pa to. Dva sta en hammer.
Lightning does not strike twice for Noah Riley.
And with all that chaos, with all that madness, the winners ultimately are Queasy and V, who get out alive and have a chance to play the game. I believe V was rebooted.
A sam rekel
in that
Thomas.
time, so
And
Maybe some
honestly,
Thomas posle rekel.
realistically, depending on where they rebooted at, if they do have the heals, if they do have the resources, they could go right back to that fight, pick up all that loot where they left off, and try to take down a weak opponent. That could be a great opportunity if they
look,
want it.
that fight happened right by Slappy.
Ten, Jusko res
if they
živi.
do it in Slappy, they're going to be able to
Bogu
get
za
their mats all
hrbtom.
the way back up. There's an abundance of mets over there. I'm sure there'll be spare loot as well. This game is far from over for that duo.
Ta je situacija Slovenci. Tyson je bil šesti pred to igro, tale je zdaj četrta igra.
See that
Miša,
stat
ti
right
nisem
there?
pozabil,
I
kje sta
love
chat.
that. That just goes to show that anything can happen in Fortnite. Teams currently at the top.
Ampak vedno
10
early umreta, no. Mata dosti killov, pa Srdža ponad sam vedno early umreta pol.
Bottom 10. That just goes to show that these new challengers are really trying to make a name for themselves.
Hey, look, maybe we're seeing a new era here in terms of
Komu to, Juško? A Octavianu?
some newer names starting to establish themselves as the top dogs in the region.
33 sta.
We do always seem to get that almost every year and a half in EU, right? You start to see some fresher names being added to the list of top players.
Eđi, kar celo to igro sem se to šeril.
Zone goes. See the north getting a
A zdaj ne mislim, da so še vsi Slovenci živi, če se ne motam. Če se ne motam.
But not too much to worry about for them. They know exactly the position they're in, 113 above the damage threshold. It's barely enough so they can focus solely on trying to get into zone without the worry of having to take the shots, but they got to start thinking of that backup plan as the next zone begins to move in. Med kit splashes onto Queasy, so plenty of heals if they should need it, as Deoxy.
Skoro ti ne veš, kaj je Bogu za hrbtom. Je to kaj Juško?
Make himself look bigger, like when you're going up against the bear.
Majster tam živi, ki ima uzbal igrišče zraven sebe sam zase. Pa nobenega drugega zraven ni.
Against bears often, Jacob, unfortunately.
You should try it.
In London, the most dangerous thing we got to deal with is like a fox or something, mate. So I ain't worried about bears or mountain lions in South London, I'll tell you that.
Ma ne, veliko hišo imate, Juško bi rekel. Sam pač to je itak... Vse te hiše, ki so zgrajene od naših staršev, a pa od naših starih staršev, so vse ful večje, kot te moderne zdaj. Včasih se vse na veliko gradi za dve družini.
Is worth the trade-off as Scram, Trippin, looking like they're in a great position. 12 splashes on Scram alone, 2 big pots. When push comes to shove, they feel like they're going to be ready. And then you add in the bonus factor. They're literally right outside of zone, so they can wait there as long as they want.
Zelo nekaj časa ni zdaj Srdža. Tomas pa mali buka.
Queasy lining up the shot. And now is going to look to push Malabuka. And Thomas HD
Ne, Nota pušala po moje Nota pušala.
This higher position above them just built up one layer separating the two.
Dobila sta Surge.
Malibuka and Thomas very fortunate.
Ne bodo mogla prej rotirati.
Some better shots. Very fortunate that I don't believe he has first assault, right? Because that could have went really bad for them if he did.
Thomas Malibuka 200. Surge above. Quizy Kraken, Thomas ima zdaj tole.
Ability thanks to that augment trying to get into the box, but shots coming in from all directions might have been up more than they could chew. Malibuka goes.
Jaz mislim, da s tem abilitijem lahko box skočiš, pa očitno ne moreš. Evo. Thomas Malibuka sta preživela. Quizy Veno dead. Ona dva sta bila četrta, če se ne motam, po tretji igri.
Thomas keeping his cool. And he heard me. He heard me say I think B is the best player in the world and he said Levin.
Ostane, Kranči, da stare bajte poderaš.
Some respect to my name.
Tu skrše stare bajte ne dovolijo, da se podere, se kao zaščitene.
Of the best player in the world as well.
Folk, by the way. Evo, Tini pa Miša sta spet dobila, mislim spet tole igra, maybe prvič. Dobila 2 kila. Pa če ne pozabat se naročiti na moj kanal, kontent se dela vsak dan, zdaj ni samo Fortnite. Igra se vse. Playtap, ena izmed buzzbugger, zdaj Hogwarts Legacy pride čet, to noče zamuditi. Hogwarts Legacy ne želite zamuditi. Pa ne pozabit uporabljati kode ScorpLZ, hvala. Imate je tukaj v spodaj zapisan. V spodaj tam, kjer je loot. Od igralcev. Ja, Playtap bo še, definitivno. Ena izmed bolj zabavnih iger s prijatelji, za trenutno. Da boš pa igral, ob kjer uri... Ja, v tork pride ven, sam ne vem... Ne vem, kdaj bom prišel domov. Ko pridem domov, bom šel live, dosti kmal. Oziroma, mogo bom doma še nekaj posnet, ampak ja. Ta Danger Hero je insane.
Talk about taking risks, taking chances. Vaniac just immediately beams Lions all over. Karmi trying to do it, but he gets tagged up on the way there. Great shot by Lushi. Tags him up on the side, trying to get two.
Oh, free flank. Free flank.
Perfectly executed.
Refresh za Lushija in pa Stenota. Ne, pač ta Danger Hero je res insane. Evo, Tyson tamle, ne vem, kje ima... Da je tam tudi Danger Hero. Dobre, Tyson, ne vem, kje je Merstaš? A je Tyson solos? Zakaj mi doskrat ne kaže Merstaša zraven njega, presežem? Kaj si nehal delati event? Ja, zato, ker je bilo konc. Pač povečal sem na 30-15, da bi prej končal, če ne bi bilo res ful predolgo. Pa so podaljšali basically za 4 urce, nekaj tasga. Pa se što ga povedal ti, ja, Nuben. Okay, Kaysen. Hvala, zdaj si ima prednost. PlayStation pa Xbox igralci, ko bodo že o polnoči sedmi drugi igrali. Na primer pride šele popoldne. Ne, League Donsa zdaj igrala, pride. Če si pri orderu imaš isto, tako je o polnoči že. Jo, spami, jo.
And of course, a team that does have access to plenty of oath-bound chests. Of course, with the changes over the course of the season with more
Irving uradno v Dallas. Dejansko.
But Malibuka still has one. And that's going to be very important to their playstyle in this end game.
Ja, on je.
Diox again as a solo.
Ne sam čuje, da je to slabo za Dallas, ne vem. Razen, če se bo podredil Dončiću, kar dvomam. Pa da bo dejansko igral, da ne bo sam denar poberal. Din Vidi gre! Meni se je bil Din Vidi boljši za Dallas kot Irving. Aja, Avija, res? Aha, okej, pa res, na računalniku je ob 7 začer, okej. Zbrav čet, v tork ob 7 začer po Harry Potterja streamamo. Tam je Danger Hero. To je ta augment, ta perk, kak si ga vzamaš, ko si krekan,
Three other teams.
te white, full hitter ti white health da do konca, do 100, pa hitrejši si. A ta white health ti da gor res zelo hiter, tudi out heala ta zadnji storm.
Scouting, figuring out where it is
A ja,
exactly they're
ja,
gonna be
Abi, Kap je ob 7 v sredo, ja.
another player
Harry Potter pa pride v tork ven.
comes. See an aggressive play being made onto Dio.
Dorian ne vem, kjer je Berlin, ja, ne spomnim se, ker nisem toliko spremljal zdaj,
How safe they
Mogo bi pogledat.
collecting some of his loot, the scraps he had, he didn't have much to work with at all. Just knocking it down.
I like how they're not getting too greedy, just like you're saying, taking their time. They know there's so many players.
Bajo Urbanac.
Anybody to slip up, including them, as Optor peeking through. Building, like you said, more real estate, more room to work with, so that way if anybody crosses their path,
Čas, zdaj nisem sprejel, sem chat, bro.
take a shot as Thomas does go down, leaving
Thomas
Malibu
dead.
by himself.
Mersaš Tyson še živa, ja ne.
Continue, just like Fury, he's left as a solo. At least he has elimination, 206 damage above.
Tini je celo zdaj živ, evo, Tyson, Mersaš tudi oba. Sprav, vsi trije Slovenci živi zaenkrat.
Know exactly what to do rather than waiting for it to pull.
Ne boš si ti, ja.
That preparation.
Ej, Tija, zdaj, ko bom mi odzajt, lahko spet klipe objavljam noter, dajem vam mapo. Boš dobila,
Nice right now for Howley.
če je deal.
Duo.
Pa napiš mi, kada boš imela več nitrta.
And Tayson looking to try and take their position away from them. They went up for a moment and almost had it. Unfortunately,
Ne vem, zakaj je pa igral v sredo. Harry Potter je zaigrat, oziroma Hogwarts Legacy bo tako za 80 ur gameplaya, če to bomo igrali.
tons of materials to hammer.
To bomo igrali in v tork, in v sredo, in v četrtek, in v petek, in v soboto, in v nedeljo, in v ponedeljek, in v tork, in v sredo, in v četrtek, in v petek.
Jason just gets beamed out of the sky for a quick second. Luckily for them, they do have the heals, a couple of splashes on each respective player to try to regenerate as much as possible. Refscar
Zdaj nazaj, Belugi.
down, having to stay
Noob.
back, not being able to defend him. That's not a sight that bodes well.
Tyson je nokan, Malibuka ga je dubil, Mersaš je ubil Malibuko, tako da Mersaš je zdaj solo. Razen če bo lahko rezal, ampak dvomim, da bo v tem zonu lahko rezal. Janis dead. Če bi zdobil kill, ampak je tudi dead.
Duos in the feed going
Tukaj gledamo zdaj, ja, Merstaša. Ma hammer, ma še hile. Ne vem, če bo klačil. Tudi ta Ogantman, kjer ima glider redeploy.
He has one already.
Tini je nokan. Miša zdaj solo.
They've been putting in work so far in this lobby. They were already positioned really well for this zone. So they've just been able to sit in this area and hold players.
Jusko, take igre, jaz veš koliko igram.
Looking very good when it comes to their loot and realizing
Če folk ne ogleda, bom obstem tako igral. Ker recimo Lost Arka sem veš koliko preigral, kaj je vam prišel.
little build fight breaks out there for a second. But tripping and scram. Now hold the keys.
To ni tako ga Spider-Man, pa to, ker sem ga začel igrati, sam to, ker ste mi rekli, da ga jaz začel igrati.
To the front side of zone, Tripper standing back, making sure nobody sneaks up on him. Knowing exactly their role in this position as Flixies just trying to make it through the low
Kej
ground,
Mersaš?
getting
A je umrl, a je še živ?
the highs onto Tripper, and
Nisem videl.
they have no minis, they have no resources really to work with.
A, okej, Tini mi čas da očitno oba do dead, sem spregledal. Ne, maj Mersaš še živ, ali še klača slučajno. Pač, v tej meti, ker je hammer in to, je zelo težko biti konstanten. Razen če res vsake igre dobiš hammer,
From Flixie.
ampak to zelo težko za nekatere in se mi zdi, da bo manj točko na splošno, kot bi ponavljal drugače bilo. Ker tudi v endgameu je dost solotov živih, kar pomeni, da je malo težje dobiti placemate. Ker so večinoma vsi soloti. Mersaš še vedno živ. Meni Tyson sta očitno že prišla na četrto mesto. Mata številko 4 zraven svojega imena. Glabši JJ tu na tretjem mestu. Tako da Mersaš trenutno zelo dober klača. Ma hammer. Sedi Kami še vedno oba živa s 6 killi. Na 7. mestu trenutno. Mersaš ni Slovenc, ampak je duo od Tysona, ki je Slovenc. JJ tu je dead. Sedi Kami 8 killov, tole je insane igra z njo. Vrša sta na 5. mesto, nista imela prej nobene neke dobre igre. Ampak zdaj... Zdaj igra že na 9 killih, kill je vreden 4 točke, tako da... En high kill game prideš na top 5, k nič. Miša pa Tini sta duo, oba Slovenca. Čak, aj Mersa še umrl, nisem videl. Ja, Mersa še dead. Nisem videl, kjer je bil, nisem videl, kjer je bil. 9. ali 10. Okej.
He has just a little bit to work with. Something is better than nothing here in this situation, including the shockwave hammer as Blacha becomes his target. Mixon goes out. Joker ends run there as a solo. Glubshe's by himself. Top 3 situation.
Tega Mythic pištolca. Glubshe je dubil še en kill. Kami sedi 10 killov. Prišla sta na drugo... Ne, to ni pravilno. Na katerem mestu sta zihar ni pravilno, nista na drugem. Ker mislim, da je bilo več točk že prej. 1v2. 1v1! Mora reloadat! Ampak na koncu je zmagal. Kami Seti zmagala četrto igro. Ajmo GG so chat. Danes sem igral z membri, preden sem končal event, folks. Pa zdaj imam broni chat. Kefi Arthur na prvem mestu 226 točk. Sploh ne vem, kdo so te dva. Diox Mapi na drugem mestu. JJ2 Glubshe na tretjem mestu. Tripern Scrum na četrtem. Gross Firehunter na petem. Seti Kami na šestem. Floki Bad Sniper na sedmem. Merstaš Tyson na 8. mestu. Kvizi Veno 10. Miša Tini 27. Za enega še nisem imela nobega tako full dobrega pleseta. Vedno ima ta 4 kile, kar je veliko. Ona dva dobivata pike basically sam skillov. Sam pač ne preživita midgame nikoli. Savage pa iDrop pa umirata bolj ko ne off spawne. Imamo še 2 igri danes chat, še 2 igri. Zakaj je ta slovenski zdaj? Zato ker si je pač sam tako zbral. Ker tam si lahko sam zberaš na temu trackerju. A Miša je punca ali dec? Pač on je. Miša je tudi moško ime, veš? Skaj bi že, da bi bil Tyson zdaj 33. To ni bil. 9. je bil. Tata vam je všeč moj drip. Moram si še ene cargo hlače kupati take, ki so manj ekstra kot te, da so nekje vmes, med casual pa med fancy. Zdaj imam fancy hlače, imam te cargo. Moram še kaj. Kakšne? Majte to chat, imate to. Snipez, a ti hočeš zgubiti moderatorja? Ja ali ja? Pa je to levo gor. Squirrel! Nek rap ima čudan. Squirrel! Tiger, puma! To ni tiger. Nose! Ej, ko je smrčak? Ko je smrčak v angleščini? Ice cream! Pistacija, chat! Pistachio! Pistacija! Ene v angleščini. Water fountain! Chandelier! Snipez, sam tišina. Tako, pistačje je bilo tako. Kako ste vi za noč, chat, v teh, kva je to? Še enkrat gremo to, me sploh ne zanima. Kva je to? Ej, več jih je. Gartic Show. Zakaj je to sam za Twitch? Na tag. Naslednja bo words. Naslednja. Lolo dalnico, no? Drums. Drumsticks. Pipe! Pipa, pipe! Ne vem, kako se reče. A se reče sam pipe ali ne, se ne vem. To kakadijo. Ona piva, kako se temu reče? Whale! Whale! Ne, to v vodi ni whale, kva da fuck on riše. Smoking pipe, ok, fair enough, fair enough. Pahlača, kako je pahlača? Ni lih neki s fan ima veze. Drums, Chad, drums. Drumstick, ok, tako kot sem to že prej omenil. Fountain gori še. Stingray, S-T-I-N-G-R-A-Y, Stingray. Ene ne piše Stingray. S-T-I-N-G-R-A-Y. Hvala. Hvala, Alan. Morning. Sunrise. Yawning. Awake. Plama. Palauma baira. Palauma baira, chat. Napiš. Ene napiše Palauma baira. Hvala. Party. Ok. Continue. Še dve igri imamo, by the way. FNCS-a. Zakaj te tako počasi rišajo? Deer? Ne vem. Ne vem, kva tam le riše. Kva je ta noht? Finger cut. Al? Ne, paper cut. Opa, kakšen finger cut? Paper cut? Ne vem. Zakaj še enkrat dela? Kako se temu reče? Kako se temu reče? Kako Angleži temu reče, ko potegne to z roke dol? Ko potegne to kožo. Ono neče izgrađa. Snake! Kva? Danica, kva? Ti golfaš? Kako? Dihurčet! Skunk! Skunk! Da napišem. Doorframe! D-O-O-R-F-R-A-M-E, pa s prosledkom. Ni skunk, ok, ni skunk. Meat grinder! A pa tisk, ka vam pride, ne vem kva je tist. A ni doorframe? Ker ni doorframe, kva pa je pismo? Lettuce! Ne vem, solata. Security! Lettuce, chat! L-E-T-T-U-C-E, no! Lettuce! Če da solato kaže ali ser. Možno da je ser. Ma se narcite, chat. Gremo naprej. Igra številka 5! Galav, chat!
To finish what they left off, Clement and Decepto is going to get that first elimination. Lushi.
Jusko, sto kad ne možeš golfat.
And see what he could do as a solo.
Deceptos and Clement. One of our many French duos near the top of the competitive scene. Can they do something here in this game? I'd love to see one of our French duos come out. Of course, you know, we were talking about Anderlecht and Snezia at the start of the day. Not seeing as much from them as we maybe would have wanted to.
Couple teams. So I wouldn't say switching up their drop.
Par Hunter dobil knock.
Going to the same splits, but Tripper and Scram changing it up.
Če ta so za enega dosti solidna igra. Nima dobrih iger, ena je bila dobra do zdaj. Ampak še vedno ima top 10. Važno je, da dobijo te točke, s katerimi pridejo v sezonski finale oziroma grand finale te sezone.
Cheating on this side along with Flixie over towards Brutal Bastions as we see a replay of what we might have missed during that early commotion. Grohl's already going down. Fire Hunter literally fighting for his life. Takes down Flixi. 1v1 against...
A, ni umrl, to je dobar. Mislim, ni preživel.
Those 1v2's gotta stop.
Fire Hunter dead, to je dobar.
1v1 juice. I don't know what they've been... Maybe is it slap juice? Our players taking some slap juice and it just gives them 1v2 powers, maybe. Maybe that's the answer. Something's in the air today.
Could be. Just waking up, having a great breakfast, Wheaties, or whatever it may be for some of these champions that we've seen right before our very eyes, and even these newcomers. Like I keep saying, if you're new, trying to qualify for your first FNCS, and you may not have made it this far, but you're watching, this should give you hope. This should be something to build upon, saying, hey, if these guys can do it for the first time, why can't I? There's another fight going down, but just as we get into it, it quickly ends with Bad Sniper being dropped.
Yeah, here Gruden and Falls.
E, ta zlat skin ne zgleda toliko bad.
Cleaning that one up. Gruden with both of...
Te so vrstili so dobri, sam jih nam dubo.
Not too shabby. Now a chance to really make something of themselves in this game. Of course, if they start heading towards the zone in that direction, there will be plenty of players in and around that Citadel area that they can maybe look to pick up along the way. Do need to get their loot up a bit. Not the best. Not what Gruden will want to work with at least. I'm sure they will look to loot up some more.
A taj sam Mersa še 6. mesto, chat.
Facing a Stash over towards Slappy Shores. When it comes to loot, they have everything at the start of the games, but...
Oni dva Heimerja nikoli nimata edin.
Not necessarily going their way, but 6th place, that's something. That puts you in contention. It gives you a chance in these final 2 games, but one slip up could cost you everything. The big amount of pressure for some of these players at the top of the leaderboard is Fred, Marius have the high ground. It's actually Marius that does have the low ground, that extra...
Kako govori o pressurju, če itak sam na one točke, ali?
These players tunnel vision on Fred, who has the high ground.
Fred next, just applying some pressure, looking to claim some pieces along the way. Got the cone, wasn't able to get the floor. Will retake that wall. Again, it's a war of attrition. Playing it patiently.
Ful je slava, chat, če bi bilo... Če bi bilo... Če bi bilo... Da so shadowi noter, ko so jih dodali, da bi ostali pač preko augmenta, bi bilo super. Fejkata. Fejkata, da je šel. Ajde, da bi dobil kill.
And this is their chance as they're escaping the boxes. They're trying to take these 2 additional angles. Marius peeking through. The patience is incredible for him to not take that shot, give up his position. They're building up towards the high ground. The information is going to be dealt over. Shield's going to get dropped off of Paradise. The cheeky play has worked for now.
I really like that play. You highlight it in a moment exceptionally, right? Using the shockwaves to just bait, or the impulses, sorry, I should say, to just bait that they've left. And even though they were cautious, they still took the bait. And we'll see now if they can actually capitalize off of
Kdo bo tale fight zmagal, chat? Kaj si zaspan, Snipez? Jaz sem tudi mrčkan. Če, jutar znam biti frej, bomo še videli kako bo, okej? A pa kakšen chill stream naredimo jutar. Mal, kakšnega house flipera, pa kaj tazga. Pa magar, play tap. Če bo jutar stream, bomo videli.
Low ground, the 2 different angles. It's not ultimate low, but he's a few layers down. Frednex with a huge shot, 88. The trade-off is going to work out in their favor, because now Cherry could be aggressive.
Tenza, ja, ta teden ga nisem delal, pa jutar ne vem še, a ga bom ali ne, iskreno, ne vem. Ne vem, če se mi da. Ker ne vem, kva bi si naredil, to je bolj problem. Ker toliko malo stvari jem, in nočem spet isto.
One's gonna get taken down. Chari gets taken down as well. This ends up in a 1v1.
Daj, da vničil, ker te mandarine zajebejo. Ej, ki mi jabil, če poslala drugač. Za una, ne. Unga, ki ti avtomatsko tam reže. Koga je šitnil. Un je... Tam sem, unmo videl sem pol videl, koliko stvari imajo tam povezanih. Prav, v moje pinči, če upgradaš plate, lahko daš umazane plate gor. A oni so imeli to in da lahko umazane plate tja posparaš, da jih ne pomijaš sprot. Pa dobro reka so naredili tako. Da so umazane plate tja gor, pol je bil ta belt, ki premakne, noter v dishwasher. In pol, kaj so 4 zaprejo, in ko so umiti, ko odprejo, je še en belt, ki gre naprej, tam, kaj imajo krožnika gor.
But in this game here, sitting currently in 8th, hoping to
Insane.
rise up.
A taj se dubo kill. Ok, to je nice, to je za srč dober. Ne vem, bo dost ali ne, nisem videl, se upravičujem. Sem razmišljal play-up, živo Leonid. To je res Pinči, po mojem dobiš več belo pa tega pola, veš, kad prideš na uno, bolj težko. Jaz predvidevam, da dost stvari še nismo tako dobili. Ja, itek da smo še nule mi. A što bolj, kad prideš naprej, pa kad pogruntaš vse te različne stvari. Zdaj, uno smo pogruntali, uno je dejansko dober. Kad sem kupil. Pa je pa dober. Nula mecov zavedata.
As he continues to be that relentless aggressor trying to take that additional angle, but instead of just the angle itself, they realize this fight is just not worth it. They're going to disengage and try to play
Ne, danes po FNCS-u končam. Če, da nisem še dost streamu zdajle. Folk je že to presenečen, da sem spet live. Ali končal event.
But they are not working with enough at all to be able to handle this fight.
Delay. Great shot gonna be fired.
Zakaj je bil timeout, ne? Kaj spoiler ali kaj? Sam to da vem.
But that's gonna be it in terms of their HP heals, so it's all or nothing here. The longer they continue.
Snipez, lahko sem skos na kameri, če naredim tako kapero.
Oh, he realizes, hey, I can't play too defensive. I don't have my teammate anymore. I'm trying to shockwave out, but HP is along the way.
Napiš klicaj kamera v chat, možno da piše. Neki ZVE10 ali nekaj tasga. Od Sonija.
Because they need this refresh. They realize they have no heals, so this siphon is absolutely imperative for them staying alive, and they get rewarded with a shockwave hammer on top of that.
Yep, cleaning that fight out. Guden did his best, but his best was by no means enough. That is unfortunately going to be the end.
Ne bo rečeno, da si live, jaz sem bil fik, da si boš vzel par dni prej. Ma, treba je grindat, chat. Treba je grindat YouTube, da me note pozapal, pa dost contenta imam zdajle, a veš, veliko iger igram pa vse, pa zdaj, kad pride Hogwarts pa to. Tako da ne vem, lej, pač... Pač ni mi bad zdajle veliko streamat, no, tudi malo sem se tole ful navadil. Sam pač najtežji del je bil ta, da se nisem mogel spočiti v redu, pa nikamor iti, ne. A veš. A ja, to je Jusko, okej. Hogwarts bo trash, to sam ti praviš, Jaka. Hogwarts ne bo nikoli trash. Hogwarts bo zelo dober špil. Jaz sem občutek, da zna biti Game of the Year. Glede na to, kar sem videl, kaj so likali gameplay, je insane. Ful boš, ko je folk pričakoval. Lej, te dva modela.
And that's big after that last game. If they can continue on with that momentum, that shockwave hammer is a huge tool for their success.
Yeah, they will be very, very chuffed about their chances now. And they've added that to their arsenal, especially with the kind of shots they've already been hitting.
Boš povedal čez en teden. Lej, Harry Potter mi je bil všeč, prvi, ki je vam prišel. Včasih, tako da definitivno bo ta dober. Verjamem pa, da bo dost mlajšim trash, zaradi tega, ker se zdi, da nova generacija ne dojame, kaj je fora so single player iger. Ker doskrat, kaj igram single player igre zgodbo, folk sprašuje, kva je fora te igre. Pač to je da bi film gledal, samo da ga igraš. Basically. Sam še ne vem, a bom šel na hard ali pa na medium. Težavnost. Ja, sej ni Harry Potter igra drugače, ja. Sam pač folk tako govori, ker tako najbolj vejo, za ker svet gre, I guess. Na hard ne, ker boš itak slab, bom netin za. Da je fajtanje malo bolj zahtevno, veš, da boss fight je pa to, da bojo bolj zanimivi. Maybe, vse verjetno lahko vmes spremeniš, a misliš, da ne? Začneš na hard pa pol spremenima.
I don't think anybody in the region has expected them to perform to this standard. They expected much more out of them. Sitting on 62 points.
Mi vidite za?
Literally go back to back
Ne, to je škoda, da ne moraš s Friendly špila, to je škoda.
Yeah, they need a big game. They need to start playing at a much higher level to what we've seen.
Hogwarts Legacy 2 čez 20 let. Evo, Miša je dobil kill.
Came into this competition as big favorites. Their performances leading up to
Lahko noč Octavian.
the season have been exceptional. But it's not materialized in the games we've seen today. We've seen them struggle with Surge. We've seen them have their issues. We've seen that throughout these games for a bunch of different teams at different times. For Polly and Wixie's here, they've not had the best of days by any means. I'm sure they'll feel like they could have done a bit better up to this point.
You can kind of see their strategy.
Snipez, če smo ti otroke, pa tudi ne vem, boš take pisal v chat.
Keeping the fishing rod, you got to imagine the jelly angler augment, especially with the jellyfish in the inventory. It's got to be real, just like this team here, sitting on top. Big bush bomb in the inventory. You got to imagine that these
Nova
augments
solo.
allow for
Nova je
different
spet solo.
variations in the loadout,
Pa deal
no
dead.
matter what tier,
43 below Storm Surge.
items may be. You can always think outside of the box with your creativity. As Noah Riley still in that solo position. Video got dropped right below him. 52 below the damage threshold overall. Taking damage from the storm.
JJ
Trying to
tu
get
ga bo
proactive.
pušal po moje.
The dangerous thing, as soon as they hear this shield crack in the next 7 seconds, that team below him is going to know he's weak. They know he's down, and they're going to use that as a green light to go.
No, Riley is not in the best of situations by any means. It doesn't really look like...
Dej, hoče vedeti Tyson, če ima Surge, vem, da ima en kill, ba je.
Vortex and Belusi. Another example of a team that has just been rather hit or miss at times today.
Uživi, Kaysan, uživi, hvala, ker si bil na streamu.
Been very much hit today, scram and tripping.
Really doing wonders here in this lobby, scram and tripping.
Evo, Nova je dead, JJ tu ga je ubil.
Having one not so good game, consistency pulling through for them. You can already see 165 above the damage threshold. They know that team's nearby. Trying to make a
dropu ih je.
Shockwave hammers up and through their builds. Not going to find any success there, but it was definitely worth the effort. As Trippin just biding his time, waiting for those builds to break to peek a shot through. And since everybody has to rotate, they tried, they didn't get it, so now they're going to go on with the rest of the game, having to travel through faulty splits, a little bit of a north.
Če bo, Mr. Broom, bo.
He's going to make where he really have to pick and choose, gather the information
Zdaj
because
zdaj malo uživam v gledanju endgamea. Malo manj komentiram zdaj, zmagan čas, še vedno zmatran, ampak bo.
They want to make this rotation. The JJ2 see this replay of him versus Noah Riley. Noah Riley running out of
To je bil free refresh, free refresh.
waiting for that perfect moment. Even before Storm Surge began to tick in.
Yeah, we knew it was only going to be a matter
Mislim,
of time.
in Miša, pa Tini, in Tyson, pa Mercer so živi.
Now
Še
they
vedno.
have to make their journey.
Nisem začel, da bi umrl.
Fortunately for them, it's
Orson je lihka napisal, da je Miša dead. Lihka sem to rekel.
a couple meters forward. Now they are safe. Queasy and V still in this one though. We saw their struggles earlier in this game. And
Da ima to res sam. Kjer skin je to, chat? Kjer skin je to, alo?
so much better for them. They are above on Surge, but the material.
Ej, fulolik folka vzame tale perk, zelo vid. Prav, ta perk je dejansko dober model.
It's not it.
Which is a bit of an understatement, to say the least. Jelly Angler, though, will mean that they can get some spare shields. Ooh, dearie me. What do we have here? Cammy and Say struggling with Surge.
Kami Seti nimata Surgea.
One below, like one damage below, like as in like...
Dejansko samo en damage bilo, to pa je slaba. To pa je slaba.
You get that one.
Oh, in je 6
Taking
HP-ja.
damage from all different directions. Vortex and Belusi. They also take damage.
Savage,
from other
Aidarov celo
players
še
in the
živa.
lobby, and that's really, really interesting to see with Cammy going down after a double-digit elimination victory royale. It just turns
Andrej Hilbert,
sideways.
uživi na smučanju, ne?
And everything comes crashing down as Vortex getting into the box, taking over all that loot that they did have down there moments ago. You got to imagine. It's
Gledam, kje je
Cammy's loot
Tyson.
that fell all the way down there. Carmi and Vanyak.
Čekaj, kje najdem, da vidimo, kakšno pozicijo ima?
Tyson trying to last out
A Mersta šta je snajo, a direkt lao spred sta bila se mi. Sta že noter v zonu, kar je zelo dober.
Above the damage threshold, continuing with their proactivity, finding the information so that they're ready for anything that comes out of next.
Yeah, they're looking a lot more stacked than what we've seen from a lot of the other teams and POVs we've been watching. They have a hammer,
Pa,
they
Andrej.
have materials.
Pogled, Tysonu mislim, da sta bila 6. po 4. igri, a ne chat? Daj pred zadnja igra, chat.
For Mixon,
Pa
though,
samo še ena.
this is a dire situation. Blatcher is down completely. And so Mixon having to pick up the pieces.
Pick him up. Just get right on out. You can see the loot. He has 2 apples on him. Something
O, pa še to ima.
It just goes to show
Še
the
bush
type
park ima, to je dobro, to je
chaos
dobro.
and destruction he was probably playing through
6 iger je.
the Bush warrior.
To Slovenci v finalu, Miša pa Tini kot duo, pa Tyson.
Joker and Ador, they have a tower as high as can be.
Ko igre naprej, načni, ko igre naprej, v bistvu igrajo, da dobivajo točke. Series points, spravo na temu FNCS-u nasplošno, dobivaš točke, ne? Če prideš v finale, dobiš nekaj točk, pa v finalu, a ne, vsak placement ti da več točk. In na konc top 50 ljudi, s temi točkami, bojo igrali pač grand finale te sezone. Če smučam, ne smučam. Včasih sem. Ko je novih dobrih playerjev, meni se je kar velik novih playerjev.
Healy's plunder's not going to come in handy right now. They need to find something in fast.
Samo 16 above search sta, tripan pa skran, tako da bo ta nujno rabila nekaj dobiti.
Just above that floor. I believe they see
Lahko noč klemi.
aware of the players who are above them, so they don't want to make any.
Ja, po 6 igri zaključen, tako.
I'm not sure if there's any spare mats in there, but there is some items of some sort.
Depending on what Scram might have, that might be a perfect opportunity, but Paco using the shockwave hammer. They know a third team is nearby. Tripping trying to get the cheeky shots from below.
This is so bad. They have no control here whatsoever. A desperate hammer play just to cause a distraction, and the distraction.
Nula meco mata, si se ga je lepo pumpnil.
It's a big shot. Connects with something. And there's
O moj
something
bog!
there, another one.
Še enkaj skot dubu.
Will he be able to close things out completely? I don't know how they've managed to get out of this situation.
O moj bog, kako so to preživela.
I was about to say that same thing. I don't know how they
A ne, ne poslušaš, a?
Everything
Nekaj
went
se.
awry,
Miša
and they
Tini
end
sta
up
v finalu,
better
pa
than they began.
Tyson.
The shockwave hammer really to play a role here
Ampak to je
in
Big
this end
1,
game.
ni prav še v grand finale.
A shockwave hammer, he must have found a supply drop along the way, which is one of the only ways you can get
A
that
še
launch
poletje
pad, which is
zivo.
not throwable. But as soon as you
Pa,
let that
ej,
one go,
tako,
you're gonna see
včasih sem
what teams
oboževal
begin to
poletje,
finally
zdaj sem
cycle
tako, no,
it.
odvisen.
They don't have any mobility on their own, as Queasy
Zima je
and V
fajn,
beginning to find their stride
ker mi
here in
ni,
this
ker
game.
ker lahko
Looked like
normalno
things were in
spim,
a
da je
rough
Švicanka
patch for
podala.
quite a while, but you gotta imagine that Jerry Angler, Augment, getting them back up to
Jaz bi rekel, da
speed.
najboljš mi je, da je tam
Gather
nekje
all
20
those
spin,
jellyfish.
dihom jaz.
Thomas, Malabuka.
Ampak zdaj pa tudi ne maram, če je premrzlo, pa... To zdaj pa malo to, še manj maram.
Struggles they've had throughout today in another game. where that
Zdaj
is
pa
the
je pol
case.
un
Malabuka
velik
is
finale.
not even in this one. Jelly Angler is
Enkrat
gonna be-
marca, začetek marca.
Thomas is only saving grace. Oh no, Peely's plunder, sorry, is here. He drops it.
Something's better than nothing is what I always say.
Ne, Maja Prince se mi zdi kar nice.
Kills though. That's
Savage je
the
double kill.
point, right? He needs some
Veno,
shields.
brez mecov.
Regardless of how he gets them, that's his own problem.
Like this being Queasy. Not forcing that ultimate high ground. They don't have the resources to back it up. They're looking for the refresh, trying to stay toward the outskirts, dropping them down piece by piece. It's going sideways. That's Thomas. You got to imagine they probably know he's a solo, trying to take advantage, but at the same time, with so many other teams nearby, you can't go all in, just like
Kaj, ti nisi zdaj umrl, če sem prej rekel, da sta oba dead.
Over
Aj,
100
drop knockan.
damage being put on the Tripper and forced to back up, but luckily for him, he still has that shockwave hammer, which is slowly but surely charging.
Da, jaz bom
up, giving
vsako
him something
sekundo
worth it.
dobil,
We
kdo
talked
igra
about the effect of the
FNCS.
Shockwave hammer on a solo, so it's not over for Tripper just
Od
yet.
Slovencev. Miša Tini, Tyson, evo.
He means, but
Thomas
certainly
spet
an
solo.
uphill battle.
Thomas pa Malibuka sta boga tale finala. Jaz mislim, da bo to ful boljše igrala.
We last checked in on him. And a very, very big rotation to make. If he's able to survive this, I would be very, very surprised. There's a bunch of different augments at the ready, but not many of them will be able to help him in this situation. And yeah, it looks
Oh,
like
well,
yeah,
Thomas
nothing
dead.
to defend against that aggression. Dan will take him out, the Spaniard.
Tripan tudi stragla tukaj, basically z 0 meci, 0 shieldi.
Trippin looking for some here on our screen. Not able to catch anybody out. But
Če kol nimata healov,
start to move forward.
ka se skapata skos.
Usually he's just holding on to the Phillies plunder. Usually you see people drop that. Maybe he's gonna find some
Kaj Tyson, chat? Saj še žival?
But Mixon's gonna find his own surprise. Catching
But
somebody
Deal
off
dead?
guard. Huge
Nixon
sight for the
dead?
refresh before JJ2
Queasy
immediately
dead?
takes him down. That's Trippin under siege from multiple directions, having to use a little bit more mats to try to stay alive, guard himself on the defensive end, down to just 5 builds, waiting for that last possible moment. The only duo right in front of him, waiting for them to rotate, but the zone pulls right back. This is a huge miracle for Trippin that he's surely going to take advantage of.
Just plays into his favor.
Evo, Mersaš Tyson. En kill samo, trenutno, ampak nima veze, važno, da ima ta surge, važno, da sta v endgameu. Mata heale, mata hammer. A se tukaj dubla slučajno? Ja! Mersaš je dubo en kill. Sicer nista mogla refresh dobiti, saj zdi se mi, da ne. Oba imata hammer, tako je, to je zelo dober. To je lahko tista igra, ki Tysona pa Mersaša prenese do top 3 mesta.
So many players down beneath them, so many players struggling in these situations. All the scuff solos, Glumshy being one of them. You can see
Ja, najboljš Kleminok.
but nothing's gonna come of it.
Kjero budget kamere priporočaš pod 200? Prav kamero pod 200 zihno v ždubu.
One of the best solo players.
Če pa misliš kamerco, to je pa drugo.
Jumping in, hitting one, not able to connect to another.
Savage dead, to je bil najboljši placement za Savagea. Top 12, nekaj tasga.
Top 10 though is Arthur, the solo player towards the low ground, pressured from multiple angles, walls getting taken. Quickly backed up and backed out, 100 damage right off, but he needs a moment to stabilize, and no one's going to give him that moment. Into the top 10 we go.
Mersaš Tyson tam lepo mid ground.
Map here going to be the last one standing, and the last one's laughing because there's 8 moving tone, only 1 more to go, and they're in complete control.
Tyson je nokan. Ne vem, kaj se je zgodil. Tako da Mersaš je zdaj spet solo. Top 9 situacija, Tysona so finišali.
The hammer will now allow him to sort of regroup with Diox. But Diox,
Spet velik solotov, koliko kar vedno v tej meti.
Merstash now left alone.
A Mersaš tukaj na solo mata samo 2 killa. Killi so zelo veliko vredni, tako da ni najboljša situacija glede killov. Tako da mora tukaj Mersaš čim več placementov klačati. Ma ultimate low ground, kjer lahko dobi veliko solo playerjev in dobi kakšen free kill. Evo, dubu je še en kill tukaj. Sicer ne vem kako, verjetno prej enega damageu.
If he's fortunate enough, he will go forward.
Igra čisti low ground, vzel je Mad Mist. Ima 2 splasha.
Huge indeed, these implications could mean so
Probijo
much.
odplacete. Evo, samo še en duo je zdaj že v top 4 situacija. Mersaš je med top 4. Vse, kar veste, Mersaš je no duo od Tysona.
For at least 1 or 2 extra zones, and now they're ready to finish this one out.
Nima, če Mersaš lahko tole klača. Mersaš je tam na hammeru.
Drop down low. Bring them down to their level.
Nekdo kontesta high ground. Kot solo player to bo zelo težko. Ampak je vseeno preživel.
As the only duo remaining, they're just getting tossed and turned. The shockwave hammer's not proven to be fruitful.
Mersaš umrl na 4. mestu. Škoda.
They've been so impressive today. And
Evo, Diox po mapi, 11 kill win, kar je res insane. One da sta po mojem zdaj na 1. mestu. Ajde, da pogledamo lestvico, samo še eno igro imamo danes. Diox mapi tako je na 1. mestu, 309 točk. KFI Arthur na 2. mestu, JJ2 Glumshy na 3. Dribber Scrum, 4. mesto. Mersaš Tyson na 5. mestu. Ful ima tam malo killov. Ampak gledaj, tudi placementi so dosti vredni, pa tudi ta meta, ki je tako, kot sem rekel, zelo težko je biti konstanten. Noben nima vse igre dobre, recimo tukaj le, evo, dve slabi igri. Te dva imata 2 dobri igri, pa 3 solidne. Teli imajo 2 slabi igri. Tako noben ni perfekten, tako kar smo ponavadi videli, zaradi tega, ker je hammer meta in se fulkrat zgodi, da so vsi, da so na koncu solo playeri in pol pač nasplošno full teži se zmaga in tako naprej. Gremo na Words on Stream. Danes lahko pride še top 2. Lej, jaz mislim, da dokler ostane top 5, top 10, bo itak dosti točk dubu za vsak slučaj, če kakšen teden ne qualify v finale. Če qualifyaš v finale vsak teden, 3 tedni so, mislim, da imaš garantiran grand finale. Živo, Foxy. Slike, ja, prej ste težili besede, zdaj boste težili slike, ne? Ok, se naš ni šel. Lahko je razložiti, zakaj se gre. Tako ka vedno, samo da je hammer pač meta. Ja, pa je potrjeno Kyrie Irving v Dallasu, tako da je soigralcev Dončića. Tradali so Dinvidija, pa še enega, pozval sem ime. Jaz mislim, da je to zna biti slabše za Dallas. Bomo videli. Odvisen bo dober igral, pa bo dejansko znal držati usta, pač da bo bil tih. Pa sem reči gobac, ampak je malo grš. Da bomo videli. Ne vem. Ah, to bo shit, ja, meni se tudi zdi pinči. A ni din vidi tudi ful dobro obrambo igral. Meni se zdi, da je to ful slabš za Dallas. Ne vem zakaj so šli za ta trade. Ne vem, no. Bomo videli. Bomo videli. Na S mora biti beseda, chat. Na S. Tako. Moram si daštivati tle, da vidim, kdaj bo naslednja igra, da ne bomo zamudili. Imamo samo še eno igro, malo čat, samo še eno igro. By the way, Abi, zakaj sem to v chatu videl? Ker sem imela pauzo, no. Kaj si te člavi? Bravo chat, dobri ste. Okej, Abi. The fuck? Kako gre slovenščina zdaj, Abi? To, ki gre dobro, da se zdaj v slovenščini na faksu uči kitajščino. Evo ti ga naj rekla. Kar evo ti ga naj rekla. No, ena je fake, chat. A vidite, kjer je fake? H je fake. H je fake, H je fake, chat. Ugor, Tyson je na 5. mestu. Po 5 igrah. Še ena igra je. Čez minuto se začne, gremo še eno, ajde, še eno, hiter. Spet ratujem za spančet. Kje en je napisal Muslim? Pač, kje ti vidiš I zraven? Pa še en M. Kje kar najdete stvari? V redu, Breznik, ti? Bravo, chat, pa vi ste odlični. Abi na tretjem mestu. Imagine, da je Snipez pred tabo. Imagine. Ajde, vsi galov, chat. Zadnja igra, chat. Taj se na 5. mestu.
Jacob has been.
Da pogledam še Miša Tini na 25. mestu.
Right, it's not necessarily been the favourites we expected coming in that have been the ones to perform. There's been other players who have stepped up when necessary and taken their chances. And that, at the end of the day,
Tini pa Mišo kaže tako na začetku, okej.
Fortnite is all about giving chances to everybody around.
Never mind.
Already taking some shots into the distance. The huge 50-50 that we've seen so far, having to pivot, but I think it worked out for him. Finding the machine SMG pistol, a heavy shotgun.
Scrum je dead.
Too much damage towards the flank side. That's going to have him going down. It's all up to Tripper to make something happen, and Tripper and Scram are no more.
Tripper spet dead, oof.
They did their best throughout the day, but the problem with these 50-50 type of drop situations are that they are so variable. We knew that it was going to be an issue for some teams throughout the day, and we've seen it be an issue there for them. The end, no more. Back to the drawing board. Back
Vadil tudi spet dead, pa ta Vadil je skozi dead, chat. Gross je tudi dead, okej. Gross je tisti duo, ki sta po prvih 3 igrah bila prva, zdaj ne vem, na katerem mestu sta. Na katerem mestu sta po 5. igri. Pada sta na 8. mesto.
You really have your choice of how you want to play. You have such a great lead. You can continue with how you've been playing, what's been working. You could play a more passive approach. It's definitely theirs, but for other teams, Tayson, Merstash, they have quite a gap to overcome if they want to take that first place spot. 101 points to be exact. So it almost goes to show if they want to take first place overall, they need that victory royale and they need a double-digit elimination game.
Vse, Ajdrop, maybe spet prežital spawn, končno po dolgem cajtu. Oziroma, dragrat zapored, no. Prej sta pa vedno bolj, ki ne umirala.
But if they can close this fight here, Anvil, much quicker than what we've seen previously, that would be very beneficial. Of course, this fight has dragged out.
Koliko duo to gre takoj v grence? Z 0 duo to gre takoj v grence, 0. Pa zdaj deluje tako, da 3 tedni so. Vsak teden pač dobivaš te točke, series points. Series točke dobivaš s tem, da ti sam igraš. Tudi če prideš do finala weekly, še vedno dobiš nekaj točk. V weekly finalu valjda veliko več točk dobiš in vsak placement ti da več točk. Če prideš vsak teden v finale, boš bil zihar naprej. Če sam zmagaš enega, pa pol ne igraš dvom, da boš naprej.
Situations like that before, and that's not a situation if I was competing I would want to be in.
Ni nobenega garantiranega spota, v bistvu se grejo sam točke.
An absolute roller coaster of emotions for whoever has to compete, whoever has to watch.
Skoro povej, če imaš business mind, pomeni, da šola ni vse. Šolo moraš še zmer narediti. Kljub temu, da je jaz nimam. Nimam mature. Ne povem, da bi bila to dobra stvar, ali pa karkoli. A še ne rabiš šolo, da si lahko uspešen, ampak pri 99% ljudeh rabijo šolo. In to je to. Uživi, Kaysan.
I like that. Immediately getting that Pilly's plunder, and instead of going right into the zone, trying to find the safe spot, they're trying to make sure that they have the loot needed to have a good end game. Arthur lost his teammates not too long ago. Big bush bomb going down, trying to go ahead and Cloud give himself something extra to work with. Another spot to hide. Splash is going to be used, trying to go back, and this is a chance But he knows Uguay, Wash player, hot on the heels. He's going to try to hide in the box, and the only saving grace is if that's going to be his materials. But piece by piece, Wash player is trying to take one. Uguay is going in on the other angle. Shield's going to get dropped from both of these players.
Ja, tale je kar dead, ne, nič ne more.
Are going to have the last laugh.
Looking far from washed right now. 2 elims on the game. And cleaning that fight out rather swiftly, rather easy.
Da baš odigramo Vorce, bomo videli.
Kami, Seti will have a hammer again this game. Can they make up for the pain of yesterday? And by yesterday, I mean just last game. Where they did go down in a game where we would have expected to see them carry on the momentum from the win they had earlier today. JJ2 and Glubsheet, another team that has won today and might not get a chance to win again unless JJ2 can start hitting some big shots. Glubsheet is down. The hammer play to wall replace. It's going to be clean. Well, not going to be enough to actually pick up the elim, but will be enough to create some space for the revive here at Bastion. Wixis, unfortunately, going to be the one to scurry away. Flixie and Cheating, though, in this area, and we know what they're like.
Looks like Cheating and Flixie are trying to put that pressure down. They wanted to stop the res, but
Marinko, Tyson je na 5. mestu. Tam končal po tej igri. Vorce bomo mogoče še pustili, da odigramo, pa končam.
Drop spot is
Ne znam prav,
solidified
brez
here in our
besed.
final game of the day, gathering as many points as you can. Because you said it, this is just week number 1, week 2, and
Daš
week
končal
3
šolo.
after that.
Maturo bom šel pisat, če jo bom rabil.
Depending on how many you get at the end of the day. Chooses where you
Če bom kdaj
advance. You
rabil.
go to
Že od
Surge
deda.
Week, you go straight to the finals. For some of these competitors, going straight to the finals means so much because they want to be able to control their own destiny. That way they only have to worry about practice.
A ja, to ti... A, okej, ten za,
Getting
okej, štekam,
themselves up to
štekam.
tip-top shape for the major final.
A res, Roko, ne, nisem videl.
He put in now goes a long way in making that final exactly what you make it to be.
Chat, a mislite, da imata Surge? Upam, da imata Surge. Upam, da imata Surge. Merzaš ima hammer, ker dober Tyson ne ima mal, ne.
Be a threat all throughout this major.
Be a good way to start the game for JJ2 and Glubsheet. From going down, almost having your run ended.
Če ta trik se moram naučiti, mislim, zdaj sem ga nekaj začel delati, sam moram si dati, da imam hammer skozi na prvem slotu pol.
Steal them away, but Glubsheet's going to take down Skyzoo. Gathers the refresh and the siphon. 2 eliminations so far. He knows somebody's left as a solo nearby, spots him out, hot on his heels, taking the upper position, but he hears a couple more players obviously rotating in. That third party, that fourth party opportunity is not something they want to get stuck in, so they're slowing things down and beginning to find a part position to stabilize themselves.
Tini pa Miša sta 23 ali 25, Marinko.
Where you get a bunch of players just sort of taking a peep at what's going on.
Mega pojma nimam, zakaj ne slišiš Twitcha po YouTubeu, pa to ne imaš mutanga ali ne. Ne vem, kaj si
One of the
snešnimal.
areas over towards Brutal Bastion, a lot of static launch pads around this POI. So you generally do see a lot of the...
Pač skozi imata 4 kile v mid game pa early game, sam pol v end game nikoli ne prideta, vedno umreta v mid gameu, no.
Have the shockwave hammer. As Marius and Fred next taking some shots
Dobro,
from
Zeus.
distance. Have to finish their own loot path. I would say they have decent loot to work with. My only question is metal. Where would they get it? How much do they have? So, gonna be a big question mark at the end of the day. V and Queasy, they have a shockwave hammer of their own as well. So they're setting themselves up. No real contention right out of the gate like they were in prior games. And that goes to show
Mega
that game
point,
number
yeah.
6 really shifts the mindset of a lot of the players in the lobby.
Yeah, we'll see where zone pulls because in terms of shifting of mindset, we know how.
Marinko, ja, če bo ta vsak teden prišla v weekly finale, pol ja. Če vsak teden prideta v finale, ja, drugač bo težka, če ta tako igrala.
Comes on board Seti and Cammy. They've been very, very active in the lobby since their last victory royale, trying to figure out what the strategy is. Jenny, what have they done to get up to this point?
Yes, so here at Frenzy Fields, yet again, they have found a hammer, and they're using it to destroy these trees. The natural cover giving way to make sure they're aware of all of their surroundings. Nobody's going to be able to get anything past them.
Wow, honestly, Jenny, that was a fantastic find. Really showing Seti
Oj, tege,
Cammy.
dobivata tege, Tyson pa Mersač, ampak nismo še zmer videli, koliko imata Surge'a.
Through their drop spot, so they're taking away all that natural cover, so that way they could just sit in a high tower that they built and just let the shots fly. Thank you for that one.
A ni všeč, že nista v Stormu.
Beautiful. New analyst to the bunch, breaking it down along with the rest of them. Merstash and Tayson, though, trying to take a lot of what they've learned throughout the day and put it to use in this last and final game. And I expect a lot
Pa
of
ta
these
buše
teams here
tak,
in
kaj
the
je
top
game čisto
five
drugačen, če imaš
not to
na
get
epiku vse.
overzealous,
Ja,
not to get overaggressive in
game
these
je,
situations.
igra je
They
toliko
realize
lepa,
how
če imaš
close
na
they
max
actually are.
settingsih. Moram, da je res lepa igra. Sploh v tem chapterju.
30 elims on the day for this duo. Both of them with 15 each. Both sharing the brunt of that workload. You often like to see when players have those little narratives between each other. Hey, look, I got more limbs than you, I'm the carry.
Jaz sem imel quickstay, jaz sem imel na epic. Sam sense pa tega nisem imel. Zdaj sem šel dol tega, no, ampak mi je v redu delo.
Vaniak, a bit away from them in their 30 eliminations, but nevertheless, a team that has
Oh,
been
Quizzy,
really
Vena.
quite impressive today.
Oh, gobica.
Possibly don't know he's there. They're just
No
trying to
back.
beeline it to zone, gathering all the information. I think they finally spotted him out, and you can see them slowing down in their tracks.
Ej, se bral zgodbe svetega pisma v gimnaziji. Ne, ker nisem bil na verni gimnaziji. To ima kvasi na škofijski.
A full southern pool of that zone, so all these north teams are going to have to really think quickly about how they're going to get there.
Mustache and Tayson,
Sodja, ti sam neumnosti
they're going to
pišeš.
continue to make their move.
Že ima zamaka.
Consistently make it deep into these games. It's just about in those final moments being able to stay together, stay alive, and pop off the way we know
Ja,
they
najboljš
can.
ne cuc.
Nevertheless, even if
A
the
se
game
izplačala splošno
is the
gimnazijo?
NBA for them, it's still
Če ne veš, kaj bi v lifeu delal, ja.
Mixing and latch up.
Če veš, kaj bi delal, pa da greš lahko pol na tisto, pol pa je traj na tisto.
Started off the day a lot better than they finished it. Have the chance to shut me up here and at least have one final hurrah. But they do have to walk through Mixon and Butcher, who this season have been mighty impressive. Two players who didn't play with each other
Oof.
last chapter.
Ja, jaz bi bil lepo
are a
pampan
newly
tukaj.
formed
Oh,
duo,
ja,
but
iz
one
na enem
that's been
HP-ju.
Very, very impressive
In dead.
and very much on the come up.
Yeah, continues to be
A
impressive.
še Hammer sta dobila od tega, evo.
Took the multiple angles, dropping down, not letting Janus be as sneaky as he thought he was going to be. As Reason just trying to hide behind the reboot van. He gets spotted out. No free rides for you. As they get 2 more eliminations, 8 more points total. Trying to gather as many of those series points as possible. Everything to fight for. Is Glubshy, JJ2, they're high up on the leaderboard.
Ajme, ima zdaj počitnice. Pax nima počitnic tako čat. Oni imajo zdaj izpitno obdobje, 4 tedne ne hodijo v šolo, pa se samo učijo za izpite. Ampak je zdaj odpisalo vse izpite, tako da ima zdaj naslednji teden prej, oziroma mora seminarsko delati.
And that's what I love to see out of these two. They just got to stay consistent, traveling next to Uguay and Wash player, who at a moment's notice
Ajzeus?
could become a target from these two players.
Ja, ten za en let ti gre, a ne, če rabiš nekje slučajno splošno maturo narejeno. Moraš pol dvakrat maturo iti pisati. Najbolj moraš narediti tuno, pa še naslednji let splošno. Ampak to je tako odvisen, kam bi šel, a ne.
So all 3 of these teams congested on this side of the map.
Yeah, they can chill here for a second though. Now that zone's popped in already.
JJ2. Tyson je tukaj, ki jih fajta, nice. Tyson dobil kill, lepa. Loja, še vedno 730 above search, kljub temu. Njegov duo dead, 3 killi, insane. Kdo to puša? Ja, definitivno je Tyson.
Are going to go on the offensive, understandably. They see him as 3 easy pickings. And so it looks like Glubshy and JJ2 may be out of this game completely unless Glubshy can pull off the spectacular.
Yeah, Glubshy, he's inadvertently helping Watch player in Uguay. The way he's building up, building multiple layers to work with that team that's on the eastern portion, trying to lend that helping hand. Luckily for him, though, he actually put himself on the other side, putting Uguay.
Ja, se če hočeš napravo, pol, ko ga jabi napisala, moraš biti splošna matura in če nočeš en let več zapraviti, I guess, pač greš pol na gimnazijo. To je Watch player, ne vem, kdo je ta Watch player, Marinkla, ne vem. Oh moj bog, nice! Tyson, ne? Čekaj, kva? A ja, bivši bi to, sem mislil, da je Tyson pa Mercer, da sta pušala.
Yeah, and already we're seeing
Ja, Duki.
big changes.
Daj se še živa. Tini, Miša zdaj nisem jih več gor videl, a sta še živa čat.
Standings, right? Of course,
Več nisem videl, če je napisal kaj.
and they've been so incredible that it's a good chance.
A Zandy je to, okej, okej.
But for Kefi and Artul, JJ2 and Glubsheet,
A bi naučil se, ampak delaš seminarsko. To je drugače.
fifth, all those players were second, third, fourth, fifth. A lot of players
Živa
in
Jan
that
Lobnik.
range falling very
A ja,
early
živa je
on.
napisal, neš.
And so it
Mislim, da je
gives a
živ
chance to
napisal
some
kot
of the
živa.
players just beneath them, the likes of Mustache and Tayson, Queasy and V, to come in and start to steal away some extra series points, if you will.
Zanimivo je, da Veno tako kličejo vi, kada ne vejo, da je Veno. Recimo, Ugveja so vedno Čepik sklicali. Lahko noč val prav.
Where they actually got that victory royale, all 12, that 13th one coming here in the 6th game. For them, it may not be about the victory, but it's about finding that FNCS championship.
Danes Bleiburgkid celo baš živa, ampak samo 88 nad Srdžom.
Now's not the time to let it slip through your fingers.
For the team on our screen,
Veno double kill.
Malibuka, two of the best players individually. And so far this season, they look like one of the best duos, but currently middling.
No, evo, in Malibuka je že zdaj, čist low. Malibuka je že dead! Oh, Hellfire! K njemu so vršili v box in je ubil oba, GG.
Who would have predicted that coming into the day? Certainly not me, Jacob.
Miša je double kill, tako da je še živ. Tini je dead! Miša je double kill, pa Tini je umrl od unga, ki ga je Miša ubil.
Marius and Frednex, winner of that one, still putting shots off into the
Tako da Miša je zdaj
distance. They have
solo.
plenty of loot to work with. Plenty of ammo if they want to make somebody a target. Talk about plenty of loot to work with. Queasy and V with that 3 eliminations.
Kaj nima imena Čajc? Včasih je imel ime Čapis, pa se je pa spremenil.
Yeah. Finally got a hammer. Max materials. They can't complain. Of course, the zone isn't favorable for them. We're all the way down in the south, and we know they like to land towards the north. But nevertheless, I don't want to see any complaining. I want to see these two deliver. Of course, like I said, second, third, and fourth all fell. And so there's a big opportunity here for Queasy and Veno to move way up in the standings.
Kinzel je kar umrl. Marinko, Kinzel je nehal igrati Fortnite v Chapter 3, veš? On sploh igral ni že cel Chapter 3. On je kvitul, on ne igra več igr sploh. Trading pa to zdaj dela, kakor jaz sem. S tradanjem se ukvarjam. Tyson, Merstaš. Mata Hammer, sicer ne najboljša pampa za Tysona, niso tudi najboljši heali. Mata en kill, Surge tudi po moje, da mata dosti soliden. Ne, Miša, jaz nisem videl, da je Miša umrl, tako da.
Tayson and Mustache.
Savage še vedno
They
živ.
have to capitalize in this game. They're not going to get a better chance than this. Of course, this is the last chance today. Game 6 out of 6. Hellfire and Refsguard sneaking their way as well into the top 10 is definitely going to be a possibility for them, depending on how they play their cards. We need a big game. Nothing out of the realms of possibility. And the pressure's on. These guys know how to deliver. Seti and Cammy nearby as well. They have some mistakes to fix, but it's good to see them here in the position they're currently in. Good on materials.
Če bom jutar streamal, za jutar še nisem zihar, bomo videli.
Last game truly is setting up for some of our bigger names and the bigger teams to finally sort of have the games we've expected them to have all day long.
Airdrop double kill.
Watch playing Uruguay, not in the best of positions when it
A
comes
če še grazijo, rabaš pol še faks delati.
they haven't, so Reefer should be
Mislim,
very nice. You can see
lahko delaš še vedno v tužu pa teh stvareh, boš najdel šiht.
in front of them in fray.
A če greš na gimnazijo, načeloma hočeš iti bolj naprej na en faks še, ja.
Starting in an action that they really have nothing to do with in terms of winning or losing the fight. Great outside of the box play is something you normally see for the players that are on high ground. But doing it in the middle of 5th zone, that's going to be impressive. It's Frednex, Marius just peeking through once again, trying to grab some elevation. So that way, they use that elevation combined with the shockwave hammer to try to optimize the amount of distance they're able to cover. Because right now, it looks like they got some of the farthest pool in the zone. Maybe a couple other players are on that same page with them.
It's going to be a tough rotate for any of those players. And I say any, there's a lot of them. Clearly,
Saj sebe Kami nisem pogledal, na katerem mestu sta.
Because there's a lot of players that still have to get towards the zone. But the movements are beginning now. You can see all
Samo en solo tip zaenkrat, oziroma en solo player, ostali vsi doti.
50-50 zone. Seti and Kami looking to refarm, making sure that their brick is at the maximum. We know how much these guys like to tarp.
To za te dva zdaj na hajtu pojenjam.
Materials they have at their hands, the better and further in this game that they will be able to go. Mixing.
To vidim, da je ful popularno, da buše nosaš, pa da pola tako le pikaš. To je ful dober za search. Veno double kill.
Mixon definitely impressed me at the Invitational. As an individual player, he's got to be improving each and every season. They have the high ground.
Savage iDrop, Savage iDrop šel baš živa, nisem videl Tajsa pa Verstaša. 11 sta bila, no, sta 11, okej. Pač Kami pa Seti.
Nobody really having that front side of zone. And you got to imagine, if you have that information, you shockwave to the front side of zone and be one of the first teams there.
Najboljši so definitivno dobri, tukaj lahko free pikaš, pa dobiš search.
We're seeing instantly some players taking the initiative, making sure they get towards the front side, making sure that it's not as hard of a rotation for them. For Kami and Seti, they're going to have to find a way. Hellfire and Refscod, they're a bit elevated, and so they have a better vision of where...
Ja, če imaš še bush park je kar lepa, ja.
But that doesn't make it any easier, especially without the hammer available to them, so they're going to have to start running.
Probam najdeti Tysona, ampak v temu kaosu ga je tako težko najdeti.
Who just walks their way on in. Fletcher and Mixon, they're going to start figuring things out as well. We're seeing all these players making their decisions and wisely. Zone moving towards the bottom of
Ne vidim jih sploh, chat.
Changing elevation will definitely be a something, but Refscod having to play out the rest of this game as a solo. I feel like I've said that many times.
3 builde ima Refscod samo še.
Can he do it once again?
I like the usage of the aerialist augment. He might not have the shockwave, may not have some impulses, but he has some mobility that ends up into the wrong top.
Mersaš knokan, tako da Tyson je zdaj solo. Mersaš je umrl, Tyson solo, top 16 zaenkrat.
Now would be the perfect time to shockwave to try to go ahead and make something happen here. The Oxy loses Mappy, but they have a strong hold on first place.
To da vidimo, če bo Tyson solo dober klačil zdaj, še en. Danes prvi game je solo zelo dober klačil, da vidimo, če bo zdaj tudi tega zadnjega.
The zone pulled way down the edge of that cliff, and in the meantime, Queasy and V finally.
Queasy veno na high groundu.
This is a team we expected to see on height all day.
Queasy double kill.
It hasn't quite happened that way, but nevertheless.
Sprayajo Tysona, Tyson brez healov, 19 buildov, mal vsaj hammer. Tyson je bil hard pumpan, mora paziti. Tole mislim, da je GG za Tysona. To je skoraj da nemogoče, da preživi. Nima več mecov.
No resources to his name, pressure is on, tries to go to the backside of zone, shots continue to fire. That's User who's trying to get the last lap.
Tyson dead, 15. Top 10 mislim, da bo to vseeno ostala, tako da do solidno za točke. Itak ne rabita nekako variant, da bo ta itak vsak teden tudi v vikli finalu, pa da bo definitivno v Grand Final se pršel, tako da. Red mi je najljubši, chat. Seti Kami, ne bi klačata zadnjo igro, tudi. iDrop je dubo, no. Maybe Savage pa iDrop celo odigrata 2 dobri igri zapor. Never mind, iDrop dead, Savage solo.
Revives coming on all over, around, everybody struggling in all their different ways. But for Queasy and V, they remain up above. They look cool, they look calm, but can they collect the victory aisle?
We've seen so many teams feel like they're calm, cool, collected on the high ground. All it takes is a well-placed shockwave hammer to go ahead and bring them all, have them all come crashing down. As Seti and Kami working from backside of zone, staying towards the front side of zone, trying to stay ahead of
Sam točke se nabirajo in pol v finale gre tak 50 ljudi v ta grand finale. Finale sezone.
He's trying to shoot down that team that does have high ground. That's Vino, that's Queasy.
Savage je double kill, ampak je low. To je Savage dead. Solidna igra za Savage, pa iDropa spet. Oziroma, v tej meti je to dober.
So the pressure is really on now. The hammer allows him to get out if he wants to, but he's gonna fall. not going to have what it takes to stay in. Seti and Cammy, they really rule the low, but the zone is moving back up. And as it moves back
Pojaz
up,
njega sta
it
Queasy
moves
povedal
closer
pa na
and
koncu
closer
parol, ne?
towards everybody being squashed together. V and Queasy, they got pushed off high.
To nikoli nisi rabo dati
They're
Zeus.
still in this one. They still have a stake in this game. V, so many eliminations to his name. He's popping off right now. He's hitting shots, but he needs to hit just one.
Karkoli si hodil od nekoga tegati v chatu, nikoli nisi rabo Afne zraven napisati, sam cel njegov ime.
Needing help because Seti and Cammy are on their tails.
Final 3 teams remain, and they're all duos for one of the first times we've seen this today.
Dejansko so vsi duo ti endgame, okej. To je dejansko prvič danes.
But it puts them as the main focus that is that team on the high ground, trying to escape through and through. Resources being expended, but they still look like one of the healthy teams in the lobby. V, Queasy, who dropped down from the high ground to gain some loot, and it's all coming down to this moment
Ja,
here.
Queasy ima da dejansko 9 kilo tole igro, to je
Very little
insane.
to protect himself. The pieces are not his. He gets denied entry, but he goes out and around to keep things going. Huge
Model,
shot,
ta
clean
perk je
fire.
insane,
Danger
maj se
Hero
preživel
once
zaradi
again.
tega perka. Danger Hero insane.
Does he have both the Danger
Broken.
Hero and the Bushwhacker
Broken.
to try to stay alive? He gets to the back
Broken
side
je
of the
to,
zone.
holy
It's a
shit.
situation.
He picks up both.
Danger
Now
Hero
with
je
a
insane.
2v2, they have
Bomo
to
videli,
win
kjer je
this
Tyson po
final
tej
round.
igri.
They've been so impressive today, but this is what really will define whether they can be possible champions or not. Do they have what it takes in these closing moments to stay cool? We've seen them mess up before, but this is a different type of challenge, a different type of moment. Down below, a reverse of where they would typically like to be, but they've already connected with some absolutely massive shots, made some
Vidimo, če
massive
tole
plays,
Queasy pa ve, da
and
dejansko
this would
vina
be
ta.
an even more
Ni šans, da
monumental
ne bi smela tega vinati, no, ampak bomo videli.
The lay is not just going to roll over. The hammer will have to
Oh!
force them out and no. V
Bam,
will fall.
pojedo.
Queasy now in a 1v2. Does he have what it takes?
Nista mogla zmaga, ampak vseeno, drugo mesto s 7 killi je insane.
A brilliant game,
Insane.
But a victory royale will not.
GG so chat, GG so chat. Ajde, da vidimo situacijo. Po koncu tega dneva Diox pa Mapi sta na koncu stala na prvem mestu, točno ne, da sta full dobro igrala tako že prej. Kepi, lejka sploh, čakaj, ni še updateal, okej, ni še updateal, ampak mislim, da bo to nekje na drugem mestu ali pa tretjem, tako da Tyson bo peti, verjetno, kar je dobro za te točke. Evo, ja, danes smo prva Queasy Veno, druga Kivartor tretja, potem Mersa Štajsa sta ostala na 5. mestu, ker bo ta kar dosti točk dobila, tako da jaz mislim, da po še en weekly finale prideta pa po moje kvalata v grand finale te sezone. Na koncu smo imeli Miša, Tini sta bila 31, žal nista prišla v bistvu v noben late game. Imela sta zelo veliko kilov, več kilov kot Tyson, ampak žal to ni dost. Ker so tudi placementi dosti vredni. Mačkam pa, ja. Nejcud. Ajde, končemo tole, ajde, končemo besede. Ja, to je drugač danes, konc zdaj za tale week 1. Se pravi, zdaj imamo 3 weeke, a ne, pa vsak week je samo en dan tega finala. Ščorpi on asteroid, kdo the fuck je to? A je to mislil koga drugega, a to misliš kot Scorpi, pa je Ščorpi? Ne, dvomam, to si danes sam tako ime, to nima nič veze z mano, po moje. Ampak hvala ti, da si rad v biznis, te me prilovila zdaj za Ščorpija, hvala ti. Hvala ti za sport, kako si? Kako si? Če tele besede še končamo, da vidimo, kako vam bo šlo. Ščorpi on asteroid, Ščorpi bo znali, da je legenda za Borg, kako si? Kako si? Ja, nej cuc. Zadnjič sem ti rekel, da bom. Vse se ne spomnim, čisto iskreno. Zdaj sem preveč streamal. Zdaj sem čisto preveč streamal in vse sem pozabil. Če mi kdorkoli karkoli rekel. Ne, besede lahko vsi pišete, ne samo membri, vsi. Bravo, chat, bravo. Ej, koliko imamo sploh rekord? 25 ali koliko, ne? Nad 20 je insane težko drugač. Nad 20 je insane težko. Zdaj morate dobiti 3 levele. Pa pol še enkrat 3. Tako je najlažje priti do rekorda. Ena je fake, pa ena je skrita zdaj. Ne proba plaš, PLUSH, kaj me zanima. Maybe je skrita črka. Kdo je zmagal, ma ne poznam te, da sta zmagala. Dajox po mapi. Za rekord moral oba zdaj tryhardat, no, zdaj sem pa umiril, ne, Ego. Da bi deli seminarsko, no. Flash, flags, flaps. Dajte HAFS, HLFS. HLFS. Aja, sam res, HAFS ni s F-jem, o moj bog. Ne, chat, jaz sem neumen. HAFS ni, KLVS se napiše. Ni HLFS. Ta je bila moja. Jaz sem zasral. Ja, bi, sem ugotovil. Ampak ne morate da tega, ker itak ni tle not. Kaj bo zdaj? Ja, tole čakamo, pa zaključimo, chat, da tole naredite. Chat, razočarali ste me. A, v redu. Ni panik. Ne, nič eno. Chat, streamu sem več kot dovolj, že to, da sem zdaj bil sploh live, ste lahko veseli. A vam prav? A je sploh kakšen Slovenc top 50? Ne, kaj smo pa danes gledali? Top 50 to smo gledali, biologi. Bravo, majster. Ali ne vem, če govoriš, ampak ja. Naš folk! To je to za danes. Jutr, iskreno še ne vem, a bo stream ali ne, bomo videli. Odvisno, ker da jaz sem si začel potemke dajati, ampak vsem. Tako da, v torek pa definitivno sem live, takrat še ne vem kdaj, zaradi tega, ker imam neko snemanje potom, takrat je Harry Potter oziroma Hogwarts Legacy, tako da to igramo sreda, imate praznik, se igra Hogwarts Legacy, brkane cel dan, pol pa zvečer imamo še turnir v Fortniteu in tako naprej. Tako da to je to folk, hvala še vsem, ki ste me prenašali cel teden in pa zdaj še zvečer, pa se ga vidimo. Ajde, čau folk.